Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the McDonCast. We've got an extra special show for you today. Patrick is in another state, so he's on the screen and sometimes it does not working, but we'll figure it out another time. We've got a new studio here. It's got things on the wall. Some of them you can see, most of them you can't, but just know there's a lot of stuff. Well, you're kind of stuck on Tucker's laptop camera, and you're wrapped around it, sort of tangled in a bunch of cords.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, here. Start and stop the video. Alright. Patrick says, start and stop your video again.
This is what today's episode is gonna look like.
There we go, he's back. Okay. Yeah, literally. PTSD. Alright guys, so starting off strong this week, we've got gaming news.
Everyone's favorite
News about gaming.
So we're gonna start ourselves off. Ooh, look at this, it's a big TV. What is going on? Patrick's in the corner. And
That's good.
Hang on, I gotta see again. This is what I'm talking about with technical stuff. Okay, Patrick.
We should have test run.
Patrick, can you see the black screen?
Yeah,
Okay, can you see this?
I can.
All right, that's good. That means it's working, everybody.
We did it! Thing work.
So let's start off with our first item of gaming news. Sam, what is our first item of gaming news?
First up on gaming news this week, we have Marvel's Midnight Sun announcement developed by 2K, who I guess forgot.
Are we actually going to show trailers?
Yeah, we can show trailers now.
I have to
Oh my God.
mute all
We're
of them.
fancy.
So
We have to
don't
mute
get
them,
but-
Copyright
Upgrade.
strike.
And we're going to be talking over them because copyright. But
I have to see how. Look at this, guys. We're so professional.
we've got a real thing going now. So, yeah, honestly, I have absolutely no idea what this game is about. I watched the whole trailer. It didn't make any sense to me.
Is there any gameplay footage?
No.
Nope.
It's all cinematic, no gameplay footage. It's developed by 2K, so my hopes are at an all-time low for this game. 2K, for those of you who don't know, are those people that make the same basketball game every year and pretend
Oopsie.
what are you doing?
Don't worry, guys. Nothing to see here.
What are you doing? Anyways, yeah, so it appears to be just a sort of a beat-em-up style.
It's a tactics game.
Tactics something, I don't know. You fight the
So,
things.
as you can see in this trailer, we have multiple playable characters. We got, of course, Ghost Rider here, Doctor Strange,
Oh man, they make Ghost
Mr.
Rider
America,
technology.
of course.
The cinematic looks cool, only if the game could actually look that good.
Yeah, so
That was part of the
our
trailer.
confirmed playable characters are Ghost Rider, Iron Man, Wolverine, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Magic, Nico, Captain Marvel, and Blade.
And that's magic with a K,
Mm-hmm. From a New Mutants, if you're a big fan of that.
which none of you are. Yeah, so
We were big fans of New Mutants.
huge fans. Colossal. Some of the only people to see the movie one might even
Sam, you mean Colossus?
say. He's not in that
Get it? Because X-Men.
movie. Oh, Blade's in it. That's cool. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so
Look at them, pretty graphics.
got a bunch of stuff going on there. Looks interesting. If it's not on Switch, I'm not going to play it. If it is on Switch, probably still not going to play it.
I don't think they've been.
Oh,
Actually, I
that's
think it
the
is on
guy
Switch.
from Fortnite. Get it?
This character looks like a
Hey, it's Maleficent.
World of Warcraft character. So.
I think this is based off a comic art from the 90s, which explains a lot.
Yeah, I think literally this whole game just exists because of these specific character costumes that they're about to show here in a second. Yeah, I don't really have much else.
Gosh,
Tucker, you gotta figure this out.
my computer's pooping itself right now.
Okay, well, Tucker's computer
there we
takes
go.
a big dumpy on the floor here.
Okay.
Oh, it restarted. Okay, well, never mind. We're done with this.
All right.
Enough of that. Other
Moving
trailers,
on.
we got Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. After freaking, how long has it been since the last trailer? 2 years?
I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
I think the first trailer came out in like
Actually finally
2018.
coming out.
It is. So, this movie is finally going to release.
Game.
This game, sorry. We do have a little bit of new gameplay in this trailer. As you can see right here, there's some. They've been talking about how they've redone the lightsaber combat for a while now. That was one of the main things that was taking them a while to develop as part of the game. Of course, we see QuickTime events, cutscenes.
Did they not develop that for the first game?
The cover-based shootings back from LEGO Star Wars Force Awakens. So this game was supposed to come out in spring of 2019, 2020. Got delayed to fall of 2020 and then to blanket 2021. And at the end of this trailer, you're going to see it's been delayed again to spring 2022, which my guess will probably be its final release date.
Hopefully.
But seriously, how is it taking this long to develop a LEGO game? I don't know.
My guess is they've been developing a new engine, and they're going to use that to make more LEGO
as you
games.
can see here, it's open world now.
Yeah.
You can travel to any planet you want, which is what they were talking about. Like, here's open world Jakku, you saw indoor.
It's cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Do you guys need me to record my audio, or are you guys doing that?
I mean, you're coming in through the speakers, so it should be all right. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot else to talk about here.
I'm very excited. The Star Wars games are always what they put the most effort into, and in with the LEGO stuff. So hopefully that extra development time gave them like actual opportunities to improve the gameplay.
Yeah, because they've been making the same game since 2001.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't do a cyberpunk and make it absolute garbage.
Oh, Max, you're here?
Okay.
Yep.
So there was a new Metroid Dread trailer, but we're not going to play it because I don't want to see it. And neither does Sam. Because
apparently there's a huge spoiler in the trailer. So I'm not going to watch it.
So for all you big Metroid Dread fans out there, just play the game.
Don't watch the trailer.
Just don't watch it.
Please don't watch the trailer.
Just play the game when it comes out in October. All right, moving on. No, don't play. I said don't play the trailer. Dumb computer. All right.
Some new Pokemon Unite characters. We got some pre-registration gifts, and this isn't on here, but the pre-registration for mobile officially hit 5 million, so that means everyone's going to get the free Pikachu costume who pre-registered. I pre-registered, so I get the free costume. Yeah, they're also adding 2 new characters, Sylveon and Mamoswine, and they also recently added Gardevoir, I believe. So, I mean, the game seems to be doing well. My guess is it will make $1 billion, gajillion dollars because Dota makes $1 billion, chameleon dollars.
I mean,
and this is basically that with Pokemon.
It's Pokemon, and of course, it's going to launch on mobile here on September 22nd. Of course, on iOS and Android.
Here we go. All right. Yep, that's how it is. Pokemon Cafe Remix. So if you played Pokemon Cafe, which I know you didn't, but if you did, you get a... Is it new levels? What even is this? I still don't understand.
There's new puzzles, Pokemon, and outfits.
Cafe.
So new levels. Okay, cool.
It's
new
a
levels.
puzzle game, Patrick.
New levels for your dumb Pokemon puzzle game spinoff.
All right.
Pokemon Masters EX, which you should never look up the hashtag for on Twitter. Okay, because it's all one word. Pokemon Master. And then it continues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that was maybe not.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Don't ever look that up. Yeah. So what did they add a new? Oh, right. It's their 2nd year anniversary. They're adding Dynamax. Eternatus, I believe, is now a catchable character. They're bringing back 3 of their past legendary events, and you also get 100 free summons as part of their new thing. They're also re-releasing the N and Reshiram legendary story thing. I don't play this game. I did for like a month or so. It was fine.
What is this game?
It's like a fast-paced. It's a fast-paced Pokemon 3-on-3 turn-based RPG game.
What's it on?
It's on iPhones, but there's a hard paywall, so I stopped playing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Pokemon Go 5th, and how on earth is Pokemon Go 5 years old?
I'm only 5 years old? Is
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Because...
Like, I feel like this game came out like 2 years ago, and it's 5 years old. Anyways.
Well, the real question is, did we ever really Pokemon go to the polls?
That's the real question.
No, we did not. Didn't do it nearly enough.
Mostly because the developers live in another country, but... Alright. Yeah, so for their 5th anniversary event, they added the Galar region Pokemon.
Which here are some of them.
Which there's some of the... Oh, no, I don't want Siri. There's some of them there.
I never do want Siri.
Everyone wants Siri.
Yeah, so they've been doing a 5th anniversary event with Hoopa. I'm not really sure where they're going with it. They seem to be building it up and then doing nothing.
I thought it ended.
Yeah, I don't think it's started yet. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
I thought it was the egg stuff.
What
The
egg
big
stuff?
raid stuff that they did.
No, that was
with the
Pokemon
events.
Go Fest.
Oh.
That's different. They do that every year. But, yeah, Pokemon Go. You know what it is. Go play it.
Gonna catch all the
Brilliant
shiny-
Diamond Shining Pearl, new trailer. So we're going to play that for y'all here now. This made me lose interest in the game further because I'm just going to buy the DS version and just play that. It's better. Like, this is just a worse looking version of the DS game.
So we can't play you
Did
any.
they do a remake?
Yeah. But it is like a pixel
Why
for
did they make it
pixel
all
remake.
3D?
Look, here it is, Patrick. Can
It's
you
in
see
like
it?
the art style of like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which
What is that shot?
I mean
What the heck?
was fine on the 3DS, but this
Why
is
didn't
a
they use-
Switch.
Okay, they
Look
had
at those graphics. That's terrible.
they had all the stuff that they used for Pokemon Let's Go. They should
have done it in the
just
same
used that.
engine as Let's Go. I
It
don't know
would've been
why they
completely
did
fine.
this.
Well, it looks better than it did when we saw it.
It does look a lot better than it did at the release trailer.
But you can tell this is running on the same engine as like X and Y.
Yeah, well, I don't even know. It does not look like a very. I don't like the look of it. I mean,
I don't either. I don't like that they did they did the chibi thing.
yeah, I'm not a fan of the chibi art style.
And it's like that in the original games because it was pixels.
And there, you
And it
had
was
to make it
top
visible.
down.
Yeah,
But like for this, it's just that's not necessary. They should have just done the Let's Go style, which are still.
and you can see from the way she's walking, they also took away. I mean, when it looks like it's the same as X and Y, where when you're outside you have
Yeah.
360, but when you're inside, it's locked to the 4x4 grid.
And I know it's a new team doing this remake. It's not. I don't think Pokemon Company's doing it in house this time.
No, it's the company that
it's
made
the
Pokemon
Cafe
Home.
people, but the Pokemon Cafe people,
Yeah.
to be specific. But I mean, it's just so lazy.
And they did
Wait,
confirm
so
that
the
all of
people from the mobile puzzle game?
yeah,
Yes,
Awesome.
are doing this remake.
which I mean I don't know.
They brought bases back.
I'll figure out if I want to play. It looks a lot like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Sam's gonna play it though.
I haven't decided. Honestly, I might skip this one. It doesn't look interesting.
Oh.
I'm just gonna wait for.
I mean, I've
Arceus.
never played the original Diamond and Pearl, and they are stupidly expensive for some reason.
Because of this.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Call me when they're doing Unova. That's what I want.
Also, I want an excuse to play my 3DS again, so I legit might just buy the original one.
But Team Galactic's back. Look.
Yay!
Look, they got butterflies.
Yay! Okay, next. We're good with that one. What else we got? Legends Arceus. Oh wait, we gotta talk about this.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
That
just
looks cool.
it looks cool, but it is exactly the same as the DS.
I should have put a
remake.
picture of the DS in here.
All right, and
just
let's
Google
move
it.
on.
Pull it up. We can do that now. Look at that.
Let's
Look how
see.
fancy we are now, guys.
Nintendo.
Oh, this is gonna be way worse for our audio listeners.
Oh yes, it will.
Sorry, audio listeners. There's a picture of the.
So basically, there's a new Switch Lite. Is it
Mhm.
a Switch Lite? Yeah, and there's a new Switch Lite for the Diamond and Pearl remakes. That looks identical to the one that they did for the DS versions. When
It's
those
sort of
came
like the
out.
Sword and Shield one, but instead of Zacian and Zamazenta, it's Palkia and Dialga, and it's in
It's
gold and
gold.
silver instead of all gray.
Yes, Diamond. Oh,
There it is.
Yeah, that's what
okay.
yeah.
What makes me really mad about this Switch
Oh, it's.
is they didn't do the
It's a
buttons.
website. It's an eBay thing.
They didn't do the buttons like they
It's
did on the
Diamond
Sword and
Pearl
Shield one.
Special edition. Sam, keep talking.
Yeah, so on the Sword
Here
and
it
Shield
is.
version. Oh, it was yeah. So on the Sword and Shield version
Looks
of the
exactly the
Switch Lite, they did for Pokemon. Yeah, there's the Switch there.
Yeah. So
They made it so that the buttons. You pull up. Yeah.
so
that's-
here's the DS one, and then here is the Switch one for comparison. It's a little small, but
Yeah,
that's the Switch. That's the DS.
Yeah, so they literally just copy and pasted their own.
Which, in true Pokemon Company fashion, is incredibly lazy.
I would have been okay with it. Honestly, I would have been okay with it if they just changed the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Like how on the Sword and Shield Switch, how it was pink or it was like a purple color and blue.
Mm-hmm.
They should have just made gold and silver.
Nope.
That would have been so easy.
Kind of easy.
But no,
But
Cool.
no, they did not want.
it's just black.
You're
Anyways,
gonna have to do that yourself.
Just paint it.
yeah, you have to mod it yourself.
And here's the box, of course.
All right, let's do the thing we actually care about. Legends Arceus. So Legends Arceus, the final. What are you doing? Why are you so bad at using PowerPoint?
No.
What are you doing?
All right, we're back. It's fine. We didn't test any of this new setup before we started
clearly.
recording.
So
You
Legends
can't tell.
Legends Arceus, the final dying light and hope for the Pokemon universe, is it's got like a billion notifications from work. It's coming out next year. They announced a bunch of new Pokemon and new Pokemon forms, and I like a lot of these because a lot of these are for Pokemon that needed more.
The fish one is awesome.
Like Stantler had no evolutions; he was just a random deer. He had no pre-evolutions either. It's like they never finished him. So I feel like he's getting the evolution he was supposed to have. Braviary, I've always thought was a cool-looking Pokemon, and no one ever really cared or talked about it. So I'm glad it's getting another form. Basculin is... There are so many fish Pokemon that obviously were supposed to have evolutions that they just didn't give evolutions to.
They're like Magikarp, and all the other ones go away.
Screw all the other fish. So I'm glad they're, and his, like, the backstory for him is really cool. The way that, so if you don't know this, carp and a bunch of other fish, like once a year, they all swim upstream to mate, and most of them end up dying in that process. And the origin for the evolution of this one is all of the ones that die, it consumes their souls, and that's how it evolves.
Yeah.
Which I think is just kind of cool.
And of course, we have the meme of the group.
And then they've got to have the one that's Kanto because...
Well, and
nostalgia.
he's furry and fluffy, and he's cute.
And he's got a helmet.
And they can
That's
sell
cool.
plushies of this one.
Yeah, gotta have one you can sell plushies. We haven't seen Hisuian. Oh, by the way, the Sinnoh region before it was called Sinnoh was called Hisuian, whatever.
Yeah, for our audio listeners, so what we're talking about right now is the new Growlithe.
Yeah, there's a new Growlithe form.
And he's Growlithe, but he looks like someone stuffed a bunch of cotton on his face. Gotcha.
Looks like if he went to Parliament.
Again, if you're wondering what most of this stuff looks like, just look it up.
Or watch on YouTube, like the rest of us.
We can just do a guess and Eddie. I hate you, listening.
Filthy audio listeners. All right. Yeah, so they confirmed crafting is going to be in the game, which I don't know if you guys remember, but I predicted this a while ago.
Oh, were you talking about how you wanted to craft Pokeballs?
Yeah, I literally predicted the crafting mechanic. And you guys were all like, no, that's stupid. And now it's in the game. You've been fooled.
I don't remember what I say on any of
It
these
is
episodes.
stupid, but it's made it into the game.
Yeah, that comes
It's
out
a
first
feature
on
that
birthday.
should have been in Breath of the Wild that they just didn't
That
put
they
in.
forgot to put in. Yeah, then there's
Here's
the
the new map.
Hisui region.
And of course, it's coming out on January 28th of
So I'm
next
just
year.
gonna get it for my birthday.
Yep, and that's how it be.
Okay.
So, you can be attacked by wild Pokemon now too.
Yeah, you're like the trainer can.
Yeah.
Which we already knew from leaked images from their own website, but
Growlithe has rabies.
it's nice to have it also confirmed. Oh, you can freely fly around with Braviary, like in the open
yeah.
world, which looks really, really cool.
So that's
Oh,
And
the
you can
Pokemon.
ride
yeah.
the big fish.
And the big fish, Basculin's evolution is called Basculegion because it's like all of them put together. Basculegion makes sense. And you can swim around freely in all the rivers and lakes and things. And the new Stantler evolution, Wardeer, who, if you go back again, is the deer with the big Santa Claus beard.
Yeah, Santa Deer.
He is the bicycle replacement. So
Santa Claus.
all cool things. Textures still seem really bad. I'm just gonna say they look bad.
I mean, but like every Pokemon game has the same.
Do you think that if this does well, this will become what the main line is?
I hope to God this game does well.
Because
so
I
it
think this is a
warrants.
test. I think they're just throwing
It is
everything
very
at the
much
wall
so a test. Yeah.
and just
What's
seeing
this
what
game
sticks.
called?
Legends
Pokemon
Arceus.
Legends Arceus.
It seems like it looks cool from what's on the little PowerPoint doodad.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and it's fully open. It's like Breath of the Wild with Pokemon, which is what we've been asking for forever.
Why didn't you get the trailer?
Right.
There
I
was
mean, you
no-
could probably go back.
There is a
to,
There is a new trailer. That's where I was
a year
thinking.
ago we were saying that.
Yeah. So it's coming out. Looks cool. I hope it's good.
Yeah, but like, I think what they're doing here is just they've taken all the mechanics they've talked about adding,
Mm-hmm.
thrown them into one game, and they're just gonna see what people like and don't like, and that's what they're gonna pull into the main series.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if there was probably a delay for the next mainline game by a year.
That'll never happen.
I know they don't like to do that.
No, that will not
They
happen.
love having them release every year, but I could see them doing that just to see what they get out of this that they could add to the main games.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they're actually trying
I don't
new stuff.
I don't expect this to be very good, but I don't want it to be. I just want it to sell well so that the Pokemon company knows, hey,
We should make more of this.
if you try new things, people will still buy it. You don't
you
need
build
to
it,
do,
they will come.
You don't need to do the same thing every time.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
There's a new Call of Duty.
Oh, I guess you should.
Cool. What's next?
So, Sam, this one is called Call of Duty Vanguard. When do you think it takes place?
World War One.
World War II.
What?
We're back in World War II again.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
We're shooting more Nazis.
Those are the
Patrick,
best
are you
guys to
excited?
Patrick's real happy.
I know what you
You
guys.
can't really see him, but he's very pumped up.
I know what you guys are thinking. I needed more World War II themed shooters. Well, you're getting another
Well,
one.
no, you got one. It's right here, right there. Let's
It's
be done.
already on track
I
to be
do
the.
not care about
It's
this.
already the best. It's already on track to be the best-selling game of the year.
awesome.
Cool.
Because Call of Duty will sell no matter what happens.
Yeah, please. We're
You
done.
go, God sucks. I'm gonna buy the new one.
Saints Row 3, by the way, free on the Epic Game Store. Anyways, Saints Row, this is the reboot.
They're doing a reboot with new characters in a new city, and it's gonna come out in
Nice.
February.
Great.
What do you do?
Cool.
Shoot things?
It's GTA with X-Men.
Cool.
This is what. So in between the period between GTA 4 and GTA 5 is kind of when Saints Row popped off because it was basically just as a rip-off, and people wanted a new GTA. So I think that's exactly why they're releasing this Saints Row reboot
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
for the same reason.
Horizon Forbidden West delayed again. Not surprising. This game's been delayed like 3 times. Better to have it delayed than to rush it out.
Yeah.
And that's all we can really say about that.
Halo Infinite.
Now, is this
has
just
a-
the multiplayer release or is this the full release?
Okay, so they're weird. They're like releasing this game in chunks.
They're releasing the multiplayer, which is free to play.
I think
first. And then they're releasing.
I think this is the campaign.
And then the campaign is coming out afterward.
But the campaign, when it releases on December 8th, will not have co-op.
yeah, that will also be coming later.
That'll be coming later, and there's also some other features that are coming later. I didn't write them down, probably should. But of course, it's coming out on Xbox and the Xbox Series. It's coming out on both Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S
And PC.
and PC on Game
That
Pass.
no one has anything.
So
I'll probably try the online thing.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I'll download it. If it's fun, I'll play it more.
Skyrim is getting another special edition.
Have you ever
release.
been sitting in your room and you're like, man, my 11 different versions of Skyrim and I are chilling, but I wish so bad that I could fish. Well, now you can fish.
So the
in the
Skyrim.
game.
I'm sold.
And-
I'll take your entire stock.
So the Skyrim Anniversary Edition is coming out on November 11th of this year. It's gonna have all the DLC expansions.
Oh, that's 4 days
Just
after
like
my
the last
birthday.
special edition they released.
It's gonna have over 400 pieces of Creative Club content
I don't know what that
and
means.
a new fishing mechanic.
What is
I don't
what is
know.
Creative Club?
It's
No.
it's a Bethesda thing.
No.
What, Patrick?
I told I was saying it comes out 4 days after my birthday.
Oh, you should get it for
this
your
should
birthday.
be your present.
No, I'm good.
There's water on the TV.
But I had a friend at work who was excited for this. Apparently, it has a bunch of like
That's what the Creative Club stuff
like
is.
fan-made mods that are part of the game. So I guess it won't look like garbage. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Skyrim.
Dead Space is getting a remake. Remember Dead Space?
No, good.
No.
Neither does anyone else.
So this is the original game, and this is
As you can
this
see-
is the only still of the remake.
he's in the space, and
It's
That's
dead.
the only
there's
still?
it's dead. So it's Dead Space.
So if you remember Dead Space, this is a game series. I think there was 3 of them. It's from like the 2000s. It was developed by a company called
Dead Space.
no, it was I think Pandemic Inc. I think was the name of the
I
developer.
have no idea.
They were bought by EA, and then EA killed them and stole all their IPs and fired all their employees.
Yeah, makes sense.
So this is a remake from EA from an IP that they bought from a studio that they killed. because they don't like people doing
Existing.
anything. So, if you liked Dead Space, you probably won't like this remake because EA will probably ruin it for you. So get hyped! Next thing. They're GTA remasters. It's pretty much, they haven't been officially announced, but they're pretty much confirmed. Pretty much every insider's like, yep, you're getting a GTA remastered trilogy. It's going to include Vice City 3 and San Andreas.
So why are they doing this instead of making a new one?
Oh, they're doing both. It's just the new one's going to take like 6 more years to make.
Oh, good.
So they're
Probably
re-releasing the ones that people actually like.
Cool. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's rumored to come out in November, although that's not confirmed.
All right, business time. Business. We got a new job listing from CD Projekt Red that suggests that The Witcher 4 is now in development. So, Witcher 3 came out like 2017, right? And
Sure.
It came out on the Switch in 2019, I believe. So, it's been a little bit. Super long game though. I still haven't finished it. Cool. Always nice to see that is a thing.
Witcher franchise keeps expanding.
Keeps on going.
Them and Netflix.
Them and Netflix are working tight right now. All right. Chinese government says people under the age of 18, no more video games. You get, no more video games.
No, so basically the Chinese government has released new regulations that anyone under 18 years old may only play online games between the hours of 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. And if you try to play video games...
For real?
Yes,
this is real.
They don't
How
want
would-
kids playing video
How would
games.
they know?
Because state-regulated internet.
No.
Max, they spy on everyone
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time
yeah.
in China.
Games on the weekdays.
Mommy, can I play Minecraft?
Patrick, is there someone else in there with you?
Yeah, it's my roommate.
Does he want to be in the podcast?
You wanna be on our thing? Yeah. Let's say hi.
The audio listeners are really going to like this segment.
That's our.
Hey, it's
What's
Dave.
up?
Your name's Dave, right?
He can only see me, by
His
the
name's
way.
Dave now. I've decided.
They called you Dave.
All right, neat.
Mommy, I'm playing
So
Minecraft.
sorry if you, well, you can't see this if you're in.
Join us next week.
Yeah, you didn't see any of that even if you were a video listener.
So, back to the topic. If you are in China, you can't see this anyway because we've definitely been banned there. But you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. No more video games for you. Got to go back to the factory, little Timmy. I'm sorry.
Yep, that sucks. That's actually really sucks.
No, that's terrible. I hate it. But Chinese dictatorial
fascism
government.
do be fascism.
Fascism is good at fascism. All right. Norman
Kojima-
Reedus.
Kojima is up to his old tricks.
Norman Reedus is in serious discussions to return for a sequel to Death Stranding,
The movie?
the game.
Oh, the movie you mean? The movie that looks like a game but is a movie?
I'm kind of bored of it.
What, Patrick?
We just need to move on from gaming time and get to the good stuff.
Patrick, we have too much gaming. I'm sorry.
Darn.
This is what they want, Patrick.
They love video games.
Alright, cool. That's nice. Next thing. What's next?
So if you loved Walking Simulator, you're gonna get another one.
Cool.
Naughty Dog
Naughty Dog.
is aggressively hiring for a standalone multiplayer game. Obviously, this was rumored months ago when they was talking about what they were developing next after Last of Us Part 2 and whether or not they were going to do a third one. So it's pretty much been confirmed that they are going to do that multiplayer game they were talking about, which I believe will be their first time doing anything of that sort. There's been online.
Yeah, they usually do single player story games.
There's been online mechanics in Uncharted 4 and 3, I believe, but they're sucked and no one liked them and no one played them. So this is the first time developing an online game, and they're one of the best developers currently around in gaming. So I'm excited to see what they do. All right, moving on to TV time.
Now that we have this
Yes.
thing, we can do our actual our little transitions that we were gonna do. That'll be for next time.
Again, this is all a work in progress. We
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing, but we never have, so it doesn't really matter that much. All right,
Press here, press.
just eat them.
Time.
All right, our first piece of TV news is a trailer for the new He-Man reboot.
The new He-Man reboot. To be
Gosh,
clear.
it looks awful.
Let's watch it.
So I know what you're thinking. Tucker, wasn't there just a He-Man reboot on Netflix like a month ago? Well, there's another one. This one's a CGI. This is literally just a straightforward reboot of the cartoon show.
And bonus, He-Man is actually in the show, which is apparently something that not every He-Man show has.
There he is. There's the He-Man.
Looking not at all like he is supposed to.
So
He looks like Shulk.
He surely does look like a CGI anime character for some reason.
again, in case you were confused,
He's got huge muscles.
This is very much a 2011 thing.
yeah,
This is from 2011.
they just found it like
This
that.
is from, you know when they made Transformers the animated series?
Mhm.
Prime. You mean?
No, the animated series, the one before Prime,
Sure.
where it was like anime style and
Oh yeah.
This is that. This is from 2011.
So
It just somehow fell into a wormhole and accidentally ended up in 2021.
again, if you're confused, Masters of the Universe Revelation is an adult-targeted continuation of the He-Man cartoon from the 80s, and this is a CGI reboot, which is also going to Netflix. And while the Masters of the Universe Revelation still has 2 parts left to release, this is also just going to be like a multiple season show. And they're going to be coming out at the same time, and they're both He-Man, and it's both cartoons.
Oh, they made the wizard thing a robot.
But this one's for kids, if you can't tell.
If that was not blatantly obvious from its appearance.
So, if you like He-Man, still, I guess this is probably for you, although you'll probably hate it.
This is an anime. This is just a really bad CGI anime.
Okay.
All right,
moving
cool.
on.
That's fun. Awesome. That's what I like to see.
More He-Man reboots. If they can just keep releasing them.
Just make a few more, and I think we'll have enough. Just like 2 or 3 more He-Man
Yeah,
reboots.
if you could just put out like...
And like pump them out like tomorrow if you can.
Yeah. All right. Next up. Sam is probably going to be really excited about this. They have released the cast.
Yeah, I made a TikTok about this about a month ago.
Yeah, I know.
We're a bit behind.
They've released the cast for the Avatar: The Last Airbender live-action Netflix series.
Well, 4 of them.
The 4 main ones.
The 4 main ones, yeah.
So,
Well, except for Toph.
I believe we've gotten... I would read off their names, but they're pretty much all unknowns, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think they've... I've never seen any of them in anything else.
Yeah, so...
I think I might have seen him in like a Macy's ad. The rest I've never seen.
So, this is your cast. Hopefully...
There's boy,
girl,
girl, disheveled boy,
and
another boy.
They made Aang look like too young.
Well, he's supposed to be 12.
Yeah, but like
That's what a 12-year-old looks like.
okay, maybe he's fine, but she looks way too old.
That might just be because of her. I don't know how old any of them are. I know he's like 13. I don't know how old the rest of them are.
I think there were those rumors that she is going to be even older than Saga in this show.
Yeah,
Which is
Weird.
weird.
whatever.
Okay, whatever. Maybe they'll ditch the romance up.
Anyway, next thing. Moon Knight looks cool. I like this. This
Moon
is a thing
Knight's
that I like.
So this
That's
is
an epic costume.
probably a real leak.
Probably.
It was getting
Disney
taken
took
down.
it down, which
Looks
means it's
cool.
real.
So this is a leak of what Moon Knight will look like in the Moon Knight Disney Plus TV show,
Which I think this looks cool. I like
which
the way this
I
looks.
like.
When
Well,
is
like
that coming out?
probably
Next
next
year.
year,
I think, yeah. Didn't they just start filming?
like
Or
a few weeks ago.
like
Kind
in
of a
production
side
now?
note, but when you guys were watching Shang-Chi, couldn't you totally tell like the scenes they were using the volume?
We'll get to Shang-Chi
Oh wait, hold up.
later.
The kid who's playing Prince Zuko was in Shang-Chi.
He was?
Yeah, I think he was the younger version.
Oh,
Neat.
cool.
Moon Knight still. So
Moon Knight, any?
Just saying.
So he's in the Disney system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, he's getting pulled into the.
Well, he's going into the
Netflix.
Netflix system.
So Moon Knight is looking pretty neato. I like the cast a lot for this. It's Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac are the leads. So,
Which I think that's a little risky casting someone because Oscar Isaac's not a young.
No, I
superhero guy.
believe he's in his 40s. But then again, he's in with the thing with these like all mask suits like this
You
in
can
Spider-Man.
do
You can
stunt
just
doubles
stick
so
anyone
easily.
in there
Yeah.
and just ADR the dialogue. So it's not really a big issue for
They
him.
can just have the stunt double do everything.
Yeah.
And they don't even really need him to ADR it because he's supposed to have multiple personalities. You could just get a different guy in there and
They
do the
could
voice for the other
Full
one.
on Power Rangers.
So
Oh,
Oscar Isaac don't even gotta show up that day.
This time he's Henry. He's a different guy.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, this looks cool. Excited.
Is Oscar Isaac playing Moon Knight?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, next thing. Chloe Bennett, who was supposed to play Blossom in the Powerpuff Girls live-action TV show that keeps getting itself into the news.
Wasn't she in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
She was.
Yeah,
she
she
was
was-
Mockingbird, I
I
think.
thought she was Quake.
Well, was she Quake? Yeah, I think you're right. I
She
think she
was
was Quake.
Quake.
Yeah, because Quake was Mockingbird in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anyways.
Anyway, she has left the show. She will not be playing Blossom.
That was a good
No.
choice.
The official reasoning was that she just got busy and couldn't film the new pilot. In reality,
What a shame.
it's because she went,
In
She didn't want to
reality,
ruin
No.
her entire career.
I'm out
She's
of
like,
here.
I actually would like to get a job. Thank you.
I
very
actually
much.
like having
I actually
fun.
enjoy a career.
So she's out. They're looking for a new Blossom now. I don't think this shows.
Should cast us. We should be the 3 Powerpuff Girls.
I think they should give
What?
They should just give up on the show.
They
I
really
think
should.
I think
it's
they
gonna
are.
be canceled after like 3 episodes.
I think they're just gonna give
Actually,
up
I
after
don't.
this.
I don't
They
think
will-
they'll make it past the pilot.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
I think they're gonna in the next few weeks here. We're gonna have another cast member leave,
Yeah.
They're either
and
gonna
after
cancel
that,
it
And
they're
or-
just
that'll
gonna-
be the end of the show.
they'll just shutter it because
Yeah.
there's no point. This has so much going against it.
What is the audience for this? Like, who wants
People
to watch?
who liked it when they were kids but hate it when they're adults.
But
And
who
want
wants,
to watch it burn.
Who's like, oh, I want to watch my old.
People who want to
cartoons.
watch a fantasy like a childhood cartoon die.
Yeah,
That's the audience.
like
for this.
that's their favorite thing in the world.
Oh, I remember Blossom. Oh, now she's addicted to crack. Gosh,
That's my favorite character. That's my favorite part of
I
the
remember
show.
when she was doing that.
I remember when she did crack. All right.
Wait, that Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. Next thing.
Marvel Studios is in early stages of developing multiple animated series.
Cool.
This isn't surprising.
That's
I
good.
mean,
They've had a lot of.
Hopefully
yeah.
they do
And
this
better
is a
than
natural
this.
next step from What If.
Yeah. The thing with the animation though is they can do literally anything they want.
Yeah, you can do any scale you want.
Yeah, and you can pretty much bring anyone in. Like if you
It
want.
seems like they do any scale they want regardless. Like, Loki was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I mean like from a it's a lot cheaper.
They
to
can
do
do
it.
an endgame level event, and it's
The problem
about $275 million.
The problem for Marvel Studios animation is going to be the same problem that the Marvel Netflix series has had.
which is there's
Is
a
they're
cap on the
going to oversaturate them.
Mhm.
There is a hard limit to how much they can
Yeah,
be related to the MCU overall, and that will eventually kill off.
and there's
That.
again there's an audience cap.
Yeah.
Not every adult's gonna watch a cartoon.
Like everyone I know saw Loki. I maybe know 2 or 3 people watching What If.
Yeah, like there's
Immediately
well,
there was a
also,
hard
What If
drop
is
off.
just kind of not.
Well, What If started with its worst 2 episodes
Yeah,
first.
I don't know why they did
and
that.
then released 2 bangers right after, but no one was there for the bangers.
yeah. We'll get to what if
Yeah,
later.
I've
They
only
lost
watched
us in the first
episode of What If.
Yeah, skip. We'll get there. All right, we got
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. This actually
It
looks kind of cool.
Good,
This looks really good. If
but I know they're gonna mess it up.
it's
They're gonna
Netflix,
mess
so I know they're gonna hard whiff it. I know they're just gonna freaking nosedive into a volcano and explode and die in a fire. But this looks cool so far. I know it's going to be. I can't get my hopes up because
like
they're
the
so
Courtney.
bad at adaptations. But
I'm
it is
probably
a
gonna
it's
watch
a meme how bad the Netflix adaptation of things are. But this looks good. I like how this looks so far.
Well,
Coming out
so
in November.
far,
It
the
looks like
Netflix
it's shot well.
adaptations usually the characters look fine and good,
But the show is terrible.
but there's,
Yeah.
it's just all
The
like
lighting-
Well,
Ryuk.
they- Yeah,
looked great.
Ryuk looked perfect, but,
But it
the
was
movie was
garbage.
terrible.
Well,
Bleach,
cast too.
the characters looked
My
fine,
boy Willem
but
Dafoe.
That was
It's
again
just-
perfect casting. They
Yeah.
could not have had a better setup for that, and they just whiffed it hard.
Just crap to the bed.
Just mega
Well,
doo
it's
doo
like, how do
all
you
over
fit-
the
how do
all
you
over the
fit-
bedroom.
How do you fit 26
And
seasons in like
Just
an hour and a half?
spray diarrhea.
And the benefit of this and the One Piece TV series they're developing is that these are going to be shows and not movies.
Oh wait, this is gonna be a show.
This is going to be a show,
Oh,
so
that
they
would
can do
not be
multiple
terrible.
seasons. They can do longer episodes.
They can make it not awful.
They don't have to
Cowboy
cram.
Bebop,
and Cowboy Bebop's not that long.
yeah.
It's like 26
Well, and there's
episodes,
not
right?
as, there's Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
But
for
there's
a-
not as much like stuff,
They could
crazy stuff happening, like giant monsters.
Now,
coming out.
the
they
one-
could wrap this up in 2 seasons.
Yeah. The one thing a lot of fans were pointing out is there is a character missing who was sort of vital to the original cast. That Patrick, your camera's froze, I think.
No, he's not. He's fine.
He's good.
Oh no, you just haven't moved in a while. You're good. Yeah, so there is a character missing. A lot of people are theorizing that they just want to wait on to the trailer. We'll see.
Are these the only photos they have?
This is all we've seen. So far.
I think they released.
There's like one or two
I didn't
more.
put it
They're
in,
not-
but I think it was just.
they're not
a still
important.
of
Yeah.
them sitting
I
around.
really like the corgi.
I like the
costume.
lightning. The lighting. I like the lighting.
looks
Neat.
It
The
Costumes
sets
look good.
The sets look great.
they look like they're ripped straight out of the manga. Like it looks really good, but we'll see.
But I'm certain Netflix will find a way to screw it up.
They'll mess it up somehow.
All right, what's next?
The Flash, the Flash, the Flash, the favorite TV show of everybody.
Oh, no.
Quick, kill a franchise, speed run.
So, the next season of The Flash, season 8, is going to start with a 5-episode long crossover event called Armageddon. They announced that Mr. Tony Curran from something, don't know what he's from, I think he was in Game of Thrones, is going to play Despero, the Justice League villain. You know him.
Yeah, my favorite.
He's like a Mongol, but a fish.
Sure. Who's Mongol?
Oh my god.
I feel like every new episode of The Flash is a crossover. because
Every
that's
new
all they
episode of The
have.
Flash, they're like, all right, guys, we really pooped the bed last time. How can we like extremely poop the bed?
So, along with announcing
Barry,
that
I'm mad
Despero
at
will
you.
be the main...
Barry, I forgive you. Barry, run in a circle really fast.
We
Cool,
are the
goodbye.
Flash. Sure, I contribute nothing and run a failing newspaper, but we are the Flash
Sure, I'm kind of your stepsister, and this is a really weird relationship.
that we're never going
But-
to address.
So, along with announcing Despero will be the main villain, they've also announced that Batwoman, the Atom, Black Lightning, Supergirl's sister, Oliver Queen's daughter, Ryan Choi, Reverse Flash, and Damien Dark are all coming to the show.
So they took all the characters that
Oh,
no one
good.
cares
Dead.
about.
Dead. I don't know you. Dead, I think. Dead.
Okay, well,
I
let's
don't
go
know
through.
you. I don't know you.
Has died
I don't know you.
Has died about 3 times. Has died about 2 times.
No, he's died like 15 times.
Has di-
The Reverse Flash dies every other
Yeah,
episode.
So let's go through this.
Barry, I'm dead.
Dead,
Okay, I'm
dead,
back.
showed up in Crisis, hasn't been seen again. Show was never picked up. Show is canceled. Left the show, still going.
But will be canceled soon.
But will be canceled after season 3.
Who else?
so,
Oh, I died again.
If you
Oh,
notice one thing here, the most recent Arrowverse shows, Superman and Lois and Stargirl, not involved.
At all.
Because I think this is like the dying breath of the old generation of Arrowverse.
Yeah.
Why don't they just end
They're
it?
It's
bringing-
time to let it go.
They're pulling out all the muck out of the trash can and they're throwing it
It's
into the show.
time to stop making statues out of your own feces. It's time to stop.
It's a really weird metaphor. But I think they probably went to the people who make Superman and Lois and Stargirl and went, "Hey, you want to be involved?" And they went, "Nope,
No, we don't
No,
want to die.
We would not like
Nope.
to end our careers
not
today.
doing that. Nope."
Maybe another time though. We'll keep us on hold.
They could still show
Tell us
up.
when we're on season
They
8.
Yeah.
they could still show up, and they could have just not announced it yet. This is all we know so far, but I doubt they're getting Superman to show up.
Yeah. It's unlikely.
Well, if Superman shows up, he would just kill everything in like 2 seconds.
It's
So.
kind of the problem with Superman.
But
All right. What else we got?
oh, more Arrowverse news. Bridget Regan's gonna play Poison Ivy in Batwoman in season 3.
Cool,
She
move
looks
on.
the part. I guess. Cool. Good.
I think she's gonna be the main villain.
That's cool, Tucker.
I think they've also announced that Mr. Freeze is gonna show up.
Coolio. All right.
Cobra Kai.
Season 5, baby.
Been renewed for season 5.
The show about a town who could not get over a karate tournament from 40 years ago.
A child's karate
So
tournament.
if you've seen Cobra Kai season 3, they outlaw doing karate, I'm pretty sure. And
Well, but don't they unoutlaw it?
Say karate.
they do end up unoutlawing it, but I'm like, no, keep it outlawed. This is bad.
It's not helping anyone.
It's making everything worse all the time for
How
everyone.
can a child's karate tournament ruin a man's life so bad?
So. He's
if
watching
you
the
didn't
trailer.
hear that, Patrick, what you doing over there?
I think he's watching the trailer.
What?
So, season 4 of Cobra Kai is coming out in December.
Yeah.
Season 5, it's just announced. We just know it's happening. I think too long. Season 4 should have been the last one.
Yeah.
They're already
They
going.
gotta keep cashing in on it.
Unless they do it like haiku style, where the whole of season 4 is a build up, and most of the tournament,
All of season
and then
3
all of
was a build up.
and then all of season 5 is like one fight, but it's just like a really long fight.
No,
I forgot every single thing that happened in the show like 2 days after I watched it.
Yeah.
It's not a bad show.
It's a really good show.
It's good.
My problem,
but it's just like,
my problem here is they've milked all the nostalgia out. Their season 4, they've already said they're doing Karate Kid 3 stuff,
Yeah.
and Karate Kid 3 is terrible.
That's like the dying
So
embers of the Karate Kid
What, you
franchise.
didn't like Karate Steve 3?
Karate Kid 3?
Karate Kid 3?
Karate Steve.
so
I'm combining the universe.
We should do a crossover episode.
Crossover
we should
episode.
call
He's on Cameo,
What's his
right?
name?
Danny or the guy who plays Danny LaRusso is
On
on Cameo,
Netflix.
right?
what's his
Hey,
name?
you wanna have a
I know who he
crossover?
is. Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, I think he is on Cameo.
He's on
We'll
Cameo.
figure it out later.
But the point is, that's
Just
too
have him
long.
go,
They need to
"Listen,
wrap
hi,
this
I'm
up.
Ralph Macchio."
I hope season 5 is like 4 episodes long. If they're gonna do a season 5, it needs to be like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
I
All right.
I don't think anybody's really gonna try that.
DC fandom is back, baby. I made a
Fandom.
TikTok about this and it got like 10 views.
Dome with the domes. The fans and their
The logo is a dome, you see. It's how you know it's a dome.
It's a global experience.
Kind of looks like fandom.
So,
Fandom.
so it's
Fandom.
back. It's gonna happen on October 16th. It's gonna be a 4-hour-long live stream. It's not gonna be like how it was last year, where it was like split into 2 separate days and it was 24 hours and it was interactive.
That was really dumb.
It's just gonna be a 4-hour live stream of announcements.
So it's
E3
E3 for DC.
Pretty much. They split it into multiple different sections for like movies, TV, HBO Max stuff. So we're going to
Yeah.
start with movies. What they've confirmed so far is going to be there is the Batman trailer. First looks at Black Adam and Flash. It's probably mean like short teasers.
Yeah.
A trailer for DC League of Super Pets, which is the new animated movie they're doing. And behind the scenes reels
Sounds great.
on Aquaman 2 and Shazam 2, which I know Shazam 2 just wrapped production like last week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So that's what we know for movie stuff. There's probably going to be other stuff there too. They'll make other announcements for minor stuff. For TV, they've pronounced new looks at new seasons of Batwoman, The Flash, Superman and Lois, and Sweet Tooth.
What is that?
It's the Netflix show. We did the whole bit where you didn't know what I was talking about, like last
I still
episode.
don't know what you're talking about.
Well, look it up later. But and they've
It's
also
going
said
on.
there's going to be a look back on Supergirl as it finishes its run because it'll be
I
still
thought
it'll be
Supergirl ended.
they're airing their final season right now. I think it's supposed to premiere like the final episode like 2 weeks
I
after
guess
this
the
happens.
3 viewers will be happy.
This is, by the way, just for those of you who don't know, Supergirl is DC Councilman runner-up Steve Levine's favorite of the DC Arrowverse shows.
So they've also announced another celebratory panel for Legends of Tomorrow, which just is it's going to reach 100 episodes pretty soon. And then first looks at Naomi, which is a new show they're doing, and then a trailer for that week's episode of Stargirl. They're not going to announce anything about
Just
the new
the trailer
season.
for the next
They're
episode.
gonna whatever the episode airing that week is, they're just gonna play the trailer for it
That's-
and move on to the next
Is the
thing.
first
so
season any good?
Stargirl is pretty good. It's one of the better ones. If you haven't seen Stargirl, season 1 is only 13 episodes. It's on HBO Max, and they're airing season 2 right now.
Cool. HBO Max to present the first trailer for Peacemaker, preview of the limited series DMZ, and more info on Titans and Doom Patrol Titans. Let it die. Enough of that.
So
Doom
what
Patrol, no one cares.
what they mean for more info is probably they'll announce season 4 for
yeah.
both those shows, and I think Doom Patrol season 3 will be out at that point.
It's, yeah, I don't know.
I
anything
think that
about
comes
Doom
out
Patrol.
later this month. Apparently, it's very good.
I've heard it's good, but I do not care to watch it. I cannot bring myself to care.
Okay. And then Warner Brother Animation's going to come up. They're going to bring more footage from the limited series Aquaman King of Atlantis,
Oh, good. I was waiting for that one.
season 3 of Harley Quinn, an early look at Batman Caped Crusader,
Harley
and
Quinn is
preview Young Justice Phantoms. Finally, what's it been? 2 years since season
Since
3
season
came out? It better be this
Just
year.
finish the show.
I get why it's been delayed.
Just
Because
We're good.
DC Universe shut down, they got picked up by HBO Max, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So it's probably a mess over there. But just finish that season,
Just
guys.
finish. Just finish it.
And then, of course, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment will bring its 2 new direct-to-DVD animated movies, Injustice and Catwoman Hunted.
Great.
And then WB Games is going to show up. They're going to bring more news about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Gotham Knights. And then finally, the thing that will be treated as least important of all of the DC Comics company stuff, the actual comic books. They're going to share info on more various limited series for, I think there's 2 Wonder Woman ones and a new Black Manta one. They're going to talk more about the Batman Fortnite crossover, what they're going to do with that. The Batman Fear State event, which they've been building up to in the Batman comics for a while.
Yeah, that's supposed to be another one of their universe things.
I think it's just for the Batman line, though. I think it's just supposed to jumble with the Batman line.
That's
and I know
they foreshadowed it in their first issue of Infinite Frontier.
Yeah, and I know there's probably going to be some shuffle over with the Batman comics side of things, because I know James Tynion IV, who's writing the main Batman, is leaving after this. And then they're also going to talk about the return of the Milestone universe, which I feel like every 4 months I hear about how the Milestone universe is coming back.
Is that something people care about?
Because they launch it again, they do 2 issues, they don't sell, they cancel all the lines, and then a year later they bring it back, and the same thing happens over and over and over again. Alright, so that's it for DC Fandom. Pretty excited. DC Fandom was the thing that launched this very podcast. Was what the first episode was about.
First episode topic.
Right.
Now we're on another one of them.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Wow.
How we've grown.
This is the first episode of season 2, so it makes sense.
We moved upstairs. That's all that we've done.
We're already
in the past
upstairs,
year.
but now we have a table again,
Moved
a different
out,
table.
So now we have a worse table.
We have a TV though. That's new.
Look at
We
this,
traded
guys.
the table
Look at
for
that.
the TV.
Look at that crispy picture.
1080p, but on to you it'll look like way
Potato
less than
quality.
That. All right.
Loki season 2.
Woo.
Does not have a director right now, which is not good.
So Kevin Feige.
I thought there was a different director every episode.
No. It was the same director for all 6.
So it's not like Mandalorian.
Yeah.
No.
All of the Marvel shows have had one director for the entire thing.
That's cool.
So Kevin Feige was doing press for Shang-Chi, and they asked him about Loki season 2. He said it's in development, although it could take a while because they have to, of course, find a new director for it. And my guess is they're not going to really start working on it until all of this whole multiverse arc plays out in the next few movies. So
That
we'll see
makes
what.
sense.
They're probably further along in development than they are treating it, but they won't announce anything until we
They
see
already
it.
it's
know
good.
what's happening.
Yeah. All of Seinfeld to release on Netflix on October 1st.
So, of course, this is Netflix's play to replace the loss of The Office, Parks and Rec, and Friends, which were the 3 most watched shows on the platform.
Yeah.
They paid over $500 million for this.
It's not gonna pay off.
Jerry
That's
Seinfeld got a ginormous payday.
They're gonna lose a lot.
They're gonna regret that.
So
Pretty quick.
they're
The only thing
they're
holding
praying to
Netflix
Jesus.
together is their anime.
They're
That's literally it.
they're praying that this show is a huge hit, and it'll probably do well. I mean,
It'll do
Seinfeld.
fine. It's Netflix. It's
I mean,
a sitcom.
I think the thing that got The Office to such the heights that it did is it had a big young demographic that was watching it on the platform.
Well, it just sort of built up naturally. People just decided to watch it, and it became a thing. You can't force it. They're forcing it.
And The Office is a really simple comedy. Seinfeld is not that it's sophisticated, but it's a little bit higher brow than your average 13-year-old.
Netflix just lost all its goods. They don't really have much.
They're hanging on by
They're-
Stranger Things and anime.
They're duct taping it together with The Witcher and Stranger Things and random anime they can get the licenses to.
Season 6 of Hunter.
But and my guess is it'll probably do well, and then people will get to the final episode and they'll go, "That sucked."
Yeah, that's how it usually goes.
All right, next thing. Oh my gosh, Sam, we have made it all the way to movie time.
Awesome.
I
Cool.
forgot
We
to
have
put in the
like
movie time
15 minutes, so we got a speed run.
We're gonna get through the trailers and then we'll come back another time to finish the rest of this.
Yeah. Patrick, you good to record on Monday?
I don't know.
All right.
We'll find out. But
Oh, we had Monday off.
of course, the first thing we got is the Eternals final trailer, 1 of 2.
Looks
does
pretty
does
epic.
look like more of the
It
Eternals.
looks really cool. It looks way more interesting than the first trailer, which told us
Almost
nothing.
We got. We'll
This one
scrub.
kind of explains
We'll
why
scrub
the
through this a
Eternals
little
aren't
bit.
there.
We got.
We'll skip to where the stuff starts.
Yeah.
Oh, go.
Here we
That's
go.
important. So, this is one of the Celestials. For those of you who weren't paying attention during Guardians of the Galaxy, the location, the big skull that's floating around that all those people live in, is the head of one of these guys. That's this character that I'm not going to explain. Cut off one of these guys' heads, and it's just sort of been floating around in space.
Technically, Ego is also a Celestial.
That's not important.
So we got, of course, the Celestials here. Let's see if I can find a good look at the Deviants. Of course, they're banking hard on Chloe Zhao, who just won an Academy Award. So that's obviously going to go all the place. Here's them in all of their fun costumes.
Didn't look down.
Doing
she made a
fireworks.
bow.
Here we go. Here's some
There's another
weird
Celestial.
cosmic
That was
stuff.
cool.
Light weapons, big monster, hit it with a sword, punch it in the face.
I feel like people are gonna get deviants and variants confused because they have very similar names.
More like deviant art, am I right?
Oh, there's
You
the
got
one
'em.
with the deviant.
And here
Laser
is rip-off
eyes.
Superman.
Yeah, so we got our version of Superman. What's he called?
Icarus.
Eternal. His name's Eternals Man. You said.
Eternus.
Eternal
and
Man.
then we got our fun bit about the table where he breaks the table.
And look, he's got a PS4 controller.
If we scrub back here, there's their
Oh, look, a sun.
rectangular
There's
spaceship.
triangle that they fly around in.
Oh, yes, the triangle.
They built that. That's confirmation.
Oh,
of
and then
the
we didn't talk about this, but at the start of the trailer, they talk about why they haven't done anything and what's going on.
because the Celestials said no,
Yeah.
don't do it.
They said
Hey,
only
hey.
when the deviants are there.
Thanos is like,
And they went,
hey,
isn't Thanos technically a deviant? And they went, shut up.
No.
This guy's got like all the power in
This
the
guy
world.
kind of took the magic space rocks, and they were like, "No, it's fine.
It's
It'll work. It'll work." fine."
Just the guy in the robot suit's got it.
The-
Leave it alone.
Well, hey,
The man with the magic trash can lid has got it covered.
So,
it's fine. They can just.
and they
turn it
say
on.
the reason that they have to come out. So the whole plot of this movie is that it's gonna be jumping between like
Eras in history.
millenniums.
Yeah.
So the main plot, which is probably gonna take place in modern times, and they're probably gonna jump in between.
The first 20 minutes will be jumping through timelines, and the rest of it will take place.
Will
in
probably
modern
just
day.
take place in modern times, and they're
Because as we know, modern day New York is the pinnacle and the central point of all society and important events,
that's true.
as confirmed by the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's totally not, because Stan Lee lived in New York when he was coming up with all these characters and
No,
just
I
didn't
don't know
bother
why
to
you
set
would
them
even
anywhere else.
suggest that.
Every villain just goes, I need the M&M store now.
So Sam keeps playing with the camera.
No, it just keeps zooming out. There's
So-
not really anything I can do about it.
Hey,
Um,
stop it.
so the whole setup for this movie is that the Eternals have split up and they're all kind of just living normal lives. But then when everyone's brought back with the snap, it creates, I guess, like a big energy surge, which
and
the
then
deviants come after.
The deviants are like, I smell pennies.
So
and
it-
they come in, they come back, and they.
It's a
attack.
movie where they got to get the band back together, and then they got to all punch each other for about 30 to 40 minutes in the third act,
And
and then the film will end.
then they'll be like, wow, guys, we did it.
And there will be a post-credit scene where one of the pre-established Marvel characters will show up and go, guys,
You are now part of a greater universe.
there's a bigger threat coming. And they'll go, what? A
There
even
was an
bigger
idea.
threat? But
There was an idea.
And they'll go, there's an even bigger threat, but we just fought these big gray space dogs. And they'll go, no, no,
Yes,
no.
But this guy made Shang-Chi's rings, and he's more evil.
Imagine a guy in a purple outfit who got time powers.
Guys, it's another purple
And
man.
they'll go, what? And then the Eternals will probably not show up anywhere else because Salma Hayek and Angelina Jolie are expensive. And all of these characters are too powerful to even interact with anyone from
There
the
will be
pre-established
another
universe.
Eternals movie, and that's probably it.
Yeah.
I don't think
If this
characters
does
will show up
well.
a whole lot.
I don't. This might just be. This literally could just be a one-off.
It could be a one-shot, honestly. Anyways.
Or it could be a big hit.
Oh, wait, we got more stuff.
It definitely looks really good, like in terms of
Okay,
like visuals.
enough of this. Spider-Man time.
Yee, Spooter Boy.
It's time for Spooter Pooter.
Hey, look, horse boy.
Spooter boy is a spooter and a
I
boy.
saw the Spooter Boy commercial or ad.
Spooter boy commercial. We should just rename trailers commercials.
Commercial.
Spooter Mercial.
So, So everyone's seen this.
You've seen it.
You've seen this.
We
trailer.
know you've seen it.
So what
If you're
we're-
watching us,
we're
you've
not gonna
definitely
play it.
seen this.
So
We don't want to get caught.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna scrub through this, and I have some important things to point out here.
You point those things out.
So one,
His name's Dougal
everyone is
Frugal.
theorizing this is Daredevil
It's
right
not.
here. It is not. It's just a man in a white shirt.
Just a guy. It's,
Daredevil's not in the trailer.
I don't know why you thought
They
that
would
that
not
was-
put him in the trailer. And then, of course, in this scene, they're talking about how whether or not he killed Mysterio. So I think we're kind of seeing the whole movie like in order here, from like
More or less, yeah.
from this point on. I think it's going to. So if we scrub to back here, I think it's going to pick up right after Far From Home ended.
Yeah.
Like just after, it's going to be in that scene where
Because
everyone
she's
finds
literally
out,
covering
because
his
we're
face.
covering his face.
And that's the continuation of the
Yeah, yeah.
broadcast that started at the in the
And-
post-credit scene.
Yeah. And if we if I go to further on, I think it's down here somewhere.
Was it the
There's a
crowd
shot where they're swamping him in a crowd,
Yeah.
and I think that's also from.
That's his first day of school post
Yeah.
the thing.
And if we also go a little bit further to, okay, well we see they're getting interviewed.
Now he has a different T-shirt here, so this is
Yeah.
after.
So,
I'm assuming that's after.
I think he goes home after the bit with MJ in the crowd where he gets the Daily Bugle broadcast, and then I think this is later, a little bit later. He's at home. The police show up. He gets arrested. All of his friends get interrogated.
Yeah.
They do the whole legal thing. I think it'll start off with a legal subplot.
Yeah.
That'll wrap up pretty quick.
Why can't Nick Fury just be like, guys, we got the freaking video.
Hey guys, we have
He's
this
innocent.
technology that actually recorded the entire event.
We have it. It's right here. And here's also the proof that he edited this video.
Nick Fury doesn't deal with police.
Hey, we took a skip
Okay,
over
and
to
then
the crowd
here's
one.
another important thing. So these are obviously Halloween decorations.
Morbius.
So the Far From Home takes place in summer.
Yeah.
So this is going to be there's going to be I think 2 time jumps. One from the end of Far From Home to I guess later in October, and then from October to
Why
December.
would it not be in the summer?
Because Halloween decorations.
They could just be left over.
Happy Halloween.
Maybe they're really lazy.
So I think we're gonna jump to Halloween, right? And then there was also set photos that looked like Christmas time, which could be from the end, but I also
Yeah.
think there will be 2 different time jumps, and then obviously this was kind of a fun meme. Doctor Strange in the hoodie,
Just,
and
like randomly cold.
he was doing some magic, and he covered his sanctum in frost or whatever.
Probably.
And then
Yes,
everyone was
yeah.
memeing about his mug
And his jacket and how he's got like dad vibes.
and how his wig is just absolutely terrible here. Like, look at that is horrible. It looks like a helmet on his head. Like, you can see the line it's pasted on.
Looks like Lego hair.
It looks like it's so bad. That's not the point though. He's like, oh, okay, and then
Oh, black suit.
here's his new suit.
This they put in just so that people would talk on Twitter. Is it Venom? No. I don't want to hear any of you saying that.
Tobey Maguire suit.
Not Venom. Not
go
not
to the
Venom
crowd part.
related.
It's not in full Go
What
back.
What are you doing? Why are you so bad at
It
this?
won't go to full screen. I don't know why. We're just gonna.
Put this full screen
It's
button.
like now, the movies though, they're not really like just character movies. They're all like, well now it's
Whatever.
shot for
Well,
cinema.
Patrick, I
They're
know you're
more
excited
or less
because there's gonna be multiple Spider-Mans in this. So, if we go where we were about here.
We were right there.
So this is his new magic suit. We knew this was happening because all the toys got leaked.
Yeah,
It's got magic webs or something.
thanks Lego.
So no more web shooters.
No, he's still got web shooters. They shoot magic
Magic
webs.
now.
Yeah, he's had. There's been 2 new leaked suits, and we'll get to
Yeah, there's
what I
the-
think the other one is later.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the crowd shot I was talking about. This is I think again you can see
This
it's
is
the same,
right after he
you
lands.
can see it the same day
Because
MJ's
she's wearing the same
shirt,
outfit, yeah.
and he's wearing the upgraded suit.
From
He asked Doctor Strange to do the spell. Okay, this is important.
that.
That right there.
Yeah.
Okay. The Eye of Agamotto was destroyed, right? We know this. The time stone was
Swooshed.
returned. It was swooshed. I think either they added that in post.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
2, there is another Eye of Agamotto somehow. 3, he's just wearing it as a fun necklace. And 4, they made the movie without remembering that got broken, and they just
No.
gave it as part of his outfit. I don't think they're that careless, though. That is important, though.
No, well,
Why
'cause
does he still
in
have
the
it?
comics, the Eye of Agamotto wasn't the Time Stone.
No.
It was its own.
It was its own thing.
It
And
was
there
its-
was... and
totally
there,
its own
There
thing.
wasn't just the eye, there was also the orb of Agamotto. which
And there was
a
also
different
the cape of Agamotto, and there's a
Yeah.
sword of Agamotto. There's an everything of Agamotto.
thing. Oh, okay. Here's another scene. So, but anyway, with the Eye of Agamotto thing, I think that might contribute. I don't believe the theory that it's that it's evil Doctor Strange,
People
or
are
that
thinking
that's
it's
a
Mephisto.
stupid-
or people to think
That's
that
a dumb
it's Mephisto. I think it's a stupid theory. I think there's just some
I think there's a good chance.
there's some multiverse
cannot-
shenanigans going on.
They cannot do Sinister Six plus.
I think that there is
Mephisto.
a good chance that he will just have another relic that does basically
Yeah.
the same thing as the Eye of Agamotto.
Dude, Wong is in every movie now.
And then here's
Yeah, he was
Wong,
in Shang-Chi.
and you can see here Wong is going on vacation.
Wait, where's he going? We need to, because this might be.
You can see like,
I don't know what that
That looks
is.
like,
but you can see he's leaving, and I
It's
think
clearly winter wherever he's going.
And the
though.
theory was that this and Shang-Chi take place at the same time because this is him going to go fight in the tournament that we see him fighting in Shang-Chi. That's not really a spoiler, it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
But so he leaves. I like how he's basically just the don't do that.
Yeah.
That's stupid. And then Doctor Strange is like, I'm gonna do it
I'm
anyway.
gonna do it.
He's doing the spell.
This is the I'm not gonna do it. I was just thinking about it meme. This is like
Okay.
literally the movie.
And then-
About it.
Then Peter Parker here ruins it because he's like, well, shouldn't will everyone forget? Okay, guy, you can just tell him again. It's fine. So he's like, oh, but I need Aunt May should probably know and MJ should know, and then he messes it up, and then he breaks and blah 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 blah. Okay, I saw multiple people going, oh, he just opened up the multiverse here.
But it was
No.
already open.
It was already open in Loki.
we done saw
We
that.
saw that. I think what happened here is all that happened was that he merged
A timeline,
multiple timelines
Yeah.
together. I don't think this is
which we know can happen
yeah.
because in What If the ancient one does the same thing
Mm-hmm.
to some extent.
To some extent, and then of course this gets, and then here's some of that good old trippy Doctor Strange effects.
Mirror dimension stuff. Yeah.
Woo, he's dropping around. Okay,
Electro.
obviously
Oh,
we
yeah.
have
This
electro
is
lightning here.
People keep saying it's Sandman. It's not.
I know,
why would
okay.
Sandman?
Why would they be?
You can see the electricity here, and it's yellow, so that's obviously electro because we know
Yeah.
he's going to be yellow
Yeah.
in this one. That is sand around him though,
But
so
that's just he's
that
a
very
storm
well
guy.
could be Sandman.
That's
and-
not.
It's
Why would
not-
Sandman
it's not
be
Sand-
flying around Electro? That doesn't make sense.
We'll get
Is
to
he
that.
wearing Sandman as a cape?
No, they're just at the same
That's
place.
dumb. That's dumb and it doesn't make sense.
And then we got more trippy Doctor Strange stuff. He's like, Peter Parker, you're more.
In
Okay,
a box.
this is important. It's been leaked what it is. I have seen it, the
Is it
leak.
the box of
I won't tell
Agamotto?
you what it is, but it's important, and he needs to get it from Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange doesn't want him to have it. No, I'm not gonna say. Okay,
There's the Iron Spider
So-
suit.
Oh yeah.
I do
I've
not
seen
think
it.
this is the Iron Spider
That's
suit.
Peter Parker from another time.
No. I think this is his new integrated suit we've seen in the leaks, and they've CGI'd the Iron Spider suit over it, so we don't see the new suit. I think,
Maybe.
and there's also
pull up the old Iron Spider-Man suit.
that is the old Iron Spider suit.
Just pull it up.
People are theorizing that Ned is gonna turn evil.
That's a stupid
Guaranteed
theory.
No, they're gonna do that
People
later.
make dumb theories.
They're doing that later. They're gonna save that
Yeah, that looks different.
for another movie. And that's the same.
No,
suit.
look, that's different. Look.
That's the action figure.
I know, but look, there's no look. Pull this one up too, or that one. Any of them. They're all look. They have no lights. Go back to the other one.
Yeah. That one has
This
like
one has
shoulder
lights.
pads.
Well,
And
they've
shoulder pads,
added
and it's
slightly
got
different
gauntlets
things.
and stuff. Go back.
Well, they've got the gauntlets here. They're just smaller. I think
Yeah,
they
th-
just,
it is different, but it's
it's
slightly.
slight- I don't think. I think that's just because they've altered the model. I don't think that's.
Yeah.
But again, if we go here, we go Spider-Man integrated suit, which is the new suit that got leaked, right? It's basically another Iron Spider. Like,
yeah.
Well, that looks more like the one that we just saw.
Like,
That looks cool.
well, I think that's a fan Photoshop. But this is the hot toy that got leaked. You can see it's very Iron
Yeah.
Spider-esque. I think they took the integrated suit and they.
It's possible. What's special about the integrated suit?
I don't know yet. We don't know yet. But
Okay, so then it
but
doesn't
like,
really matter.
No, but like they do this all the time. If you remember, they did this in the Far From Home trailer.
Yeah,
They CGI'd out this suit with the
I
Homecoming
forgot
suit.
Patrick
Yeah.
was here.
Patrick's just
He's
chilling.
just vibing.
He was just in the back.
Patrick, what's your thoughts on Spider-Man suit gate? Interesting. Okay.
Okay, and there was also theories that in this very shot they CGI'd out Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I don't think that's
That
true.
Doesn't make sense.
I think I don't think they're gonna put him in the trailers. Just to be clear,
They will not.
They will not put him in the trailer.
Why would they do that?
Two, I think this is from like the second act action sequence. The third act is gonna be the big showdown. I think that's when they're gonna show up,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna probably be in either.
They will.
And
show
one, it's
up,
gonna be at night, and two, it's probably gonna be in Times Square.
They will show up directly after the second act.
Yeah.
Or-
Build up through the third act and then the conclusion.
They're pretty much.
And then here we get Happy Hogan. They're coming after
Getting
Happy. I'm
arrested.
glad Jon Favreau's back.
Oh,
Stop going to the Eternals trailer.
Stop pressing the arrow keys.
Stop yelling.
Don't use those. That's
Okay.
why you keep goofing it. Stop. Don't press.
There
that
was a
button.
leaked photo
Here you go.
of.
Here's Happy Hogan. Mr. Jon Favreau's back. Okay, here's another important bit.
That's Sandman.
That is definitely Sandman.
That's Sandman.
Yeah, Happy, and then here.
I don't
It's
know what
really
that is.
blurry.
That might be
That
Doc Ock.
could be nothing. That could very well be.
I think people have been saying they think it's the lizard.
It's not.
I think
It
there's.
looks like Doc Ock.
I think the lizard's probably in this, and we'll talk about why later. But if we go back to the toy leaks for this movie, right?
Mhm.
We go Spider-Man, No Way Home, Lego sets, right? This is what we have here, and you can tell he's in Doctor Strange's sanctum because it's like that Doctor Strange or just magic.
Yeah.
I think this is just. I think
That
it's this
thing?
monster, right? I think it's this monster, and this is what. And so Peter comes to the sanctum.
Or is this monster supposed to be Scorpion and they didn't tell the Lego company?
No, it's not Scorpion.
That's a
They're
Scorpion-looking monster.
not- No, but I think this is just a random monster. I think Peter Parker's just going to show up, and Doctor Strange is going to be fighting this monster, and he'll just help him out. Just so
He also
Could be
has
crocodile.
the integrated suit in
Here.
this thing.
but
It
I think
could be
that's just
Crocodile
What?
What's-
No, you mean Killer Croc?
or Killer Croc. Yeah.
that's a Batman villain.
Okay, well maybe.
You idiot.
Well, maybe there's a cross.
Doctor Strange also does have the Eye of Agamotto on his Lego.
But
suit, too.
I think what happened. I think it's just gonna. So I think Peter's gonna arrive at the sanctum, and Doctor Strange is a weirdo. He just has all these monsters
This
there.
could be just a cold open for him getting to the sanctum.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it's just him getting there, and
And then this is
just to
happening.
have a fun action bit. They're fighting a monster.
And then Doctor Strange freezes the thing to kill this or
yeah,
whatever.
and
Something
then
like
puts
that.
all the snow everywhere.
This could be totally wrong because we do see Peter walking into the sanctum.
Okay, and then-
but whatever.
Oh god, it goes so quick. It's like seconds. Okay.
That looks very much like
But
This
he's in
is
his
very
black suit.
obviously Sandman. It's sand everywhere, and then of course we have more electro lightning. And if you look in the corner, he's wearing that new black suit
Yeah.
still.
Now it does look like the sand is blocking.
What did?
Tucker.
Stop! Do not hit the arrows anymore.
I'm not hitting. I didn't hit the.
Stop hitting the
I
arrows.
hit the space bar.
Don't hit the space bar.
Okay.
Hit none of the buttons.
Going back, going here, and then okay.
That. Okay, whatever. Just it's fine.
So we move on from that. We got everything with that anyway. Okay, and then of course
Goblin.
That Green Goblin.
we have the Raimi pumpkin bomb, the old-fashioned Green Goblin pumpkin bomb. Right, explodes, does not turn people into CGI
We
skeletons.
also don't see any.
I just like to
skeletons
point that
here.
out.
There's no people there.
They better bring that back. More explosions. Blah 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 blah. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. He's wearing a suit, and of course we got the
and
dog.
big reveal, yeah.
Hello.
Okay, and we got Alfred Molina. Okay, so
Yay.
First
You got a
note.
haircut.
very obviously digitally de-aged. 2, he's
little
wearing a
bad.
different outfit from the end of Spider-Man 2.
Could just be different.
I think they're just changing it because they.
yeah,
don't
could
have
just
the
straight
proper
up be a
stuff.
different character.
He could
Um,
have just changed his clothes.
There are
also.
theories that they're from like a slightly different version of those movies.
That's what it will probably be.
What's the point then? You don't want to see
The
a
point.
different version
the
of Tobey
po-
Maguire's
The
Peter
point
Parker.
is, you get those people in the theater, but you don't have to care about the continuity.
They're
of
gonna.
that
I know
universe.
that. We'll get to that when we finish doing
Yeah.
this kind of like wrap up here. But then we get another final shot here, and we get the Iron Spider
By the way, I
again.
gotta go in like 10 minutes.
Okay, but again we get. I think this is probably they've CGI'd out the integrated suit again, and Spider-Man No Way Home. And what's our final bit? I forget. Okay, I don't think there is one. I think it just goes to. Oh right, this is the PS5 ad
PS5, right?
that they put in the end of all Sony trailers for no reason. Okay. They're obviously doing Sinister Six, right?
Yeah.
Confirmed villains. We got Green Goblin. We know he's there. Doc Ock, Electro, probably Sandman.
Probably Sandman.
That's 4, and that's 3 from the Raimi. one-
Vulture. We know from leaks.
Oh, we got that's 3 from the Raimi, 1 from the Garfield. There are 2 other Garfield villains that could show up: Rhino and Lizard. I think they're doing both.
No.
I think they're both there.
They could just do full
The Lizard,
6.
the Lizard, they don't
He's
need.
dead.
They don't need the. Doesn't matter. So's Doc Ock. So's Green Goblin.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
So, I think they're doing Lizard, and I think the reason it hasn't been leaked yet is because the actor isn't doing it. I think they're just gonna because they don't need him. They can just be a
CGI
computer lizard,
Yeah.
and he can just make lizard noises. So I think they're bringing in Lizard, and I think they're doing Rhino, who I don't like the
I
version
don't
of
know
Rhino
why
from
they
those
would
movies.
do. Why wouldn't they just do Vulture?
Because I think they want 3 Raimi.
Vulture's
3
in the
Garfield.
toy leaks.
I think they. the toy leaks from No Way Home. You can see here. So this is the one from the No Way Home, right?
Vulture.
But if we go here,
Vulture.
it goes inspired by Marvel Studios Spider-Man Homecoming. So
He's
I think
wearing the
I know.
suit.
I think they just put it in there because that's what they got.
This is not even
Okay,
in the movie.
Sam.
What is that?
When they went to Lego, I think they gave them footage from this scene, and I think they gave them the costumes, and that's it. And they would come up with some other stuff because there's also
Well, no, because see,
a set with Mysterio in it.
that's the thing. If this was supposed to be one of the other ones, it would have been branded Infinity Saga.
No, but I think they just. I think they didn't. I don't think Marvel gave them a lot of stuff to do toys with, and they just told them to make stuff that combined
Yeah.
stuff from the old movie and the new movie, and just release it as product for the new movie to not spoil anything. I don't think it's Vulture, because one, he's in Morbius, so I think Marvel's probably going this way.
No, I think he's gonna be
And
in it because
two,
he's still.
Michael Keaton was filming the Flash while they were filming this, and I don't think he was doing both.
Two things.
I don't think he was doing both at the same time. They would have not, Marvel and DC both would not have let him do
Maybe
that.
Mysterio will
So-
come back.
It's not Mysterio because Jake Gyllenhaal's never doing this again. But
He could.
He's also dead.
his character's dead too.
We don't know.
They could bring him back with computers.
He was shot.
They could bring
They
him.
could bring him back.
They could bring him back with computers because there's the whole team behind him. But again, I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal's ever doing another.
Or
comic movie.
his other guy could take over.
That's
as
dumb.
Mephisto.
That's a bad
But
theory.
Sinister Six. So what I think the Sinister Six is, it's going to be Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro, Rhino, and Lizard, and then that's going to be our
I
six.
think it'll be Rhino.
That way
I think there's a higher chance of it being Scorpion. He's
The-
also already been.
You don't want to introduce the Scorpion in this. That's
He's
too
not
much.
a major villain.
But that's too. You don't want to just throw.
What do
in
you
this
mean
new
that's
guy.
too much?
Well,
He's a nothing character.
but like you do 5 pre-established villains and then a new villain out of nowhere from this. That's dumb.
Scorpion is on the same level as like Batroc the Leaper, where you can just throw him in a thing and it doesn't matter
No.
because he's a nobody
But
character.
why would you do that when you can just use one from the Garfield and balance it out?
Because you already have this one that's foreshadowed in this universe.
But you can just throw in another one from the other universe, and then you don't even need to do it yet. You can save it for another movie.
But he's at this point, Spider-Man at the end of this movie will be too far along in his character arc for a villain like Scorpion to make sense.
Well, who else would he fight after this?
I don't know, but
Well-
it's not going to be Scorpion.
Well, okay, but my point is, there's 3 Spider-Mans. We know that we've been confirmed there's 3 Raimi villains here. Right?
Yeah.
We've been confirmed for 1 Garfield villain. I think we got to have more Garfield representation there.
There's only like 3 Garfield villains, and they're all terrible.
And
I don't think
there's-
they're going to bring any of them
Less
except for...
Garfield.
The villains from the 2 Garfield movies are Lizard, Electro, Harry Osborn, Green Goblin,
I think they'll bring
and
in
Rhino.
They'll bring in Electro because people remember him.
Yeah.
The rest they will
We're
not.
bringing in
even mention.
Electro. It's not going to be Green Goblin because then it'd be 2 Green Goblins, right? Our other 2 options are Rhino and the Lizard. You bring both in, that's 3 Garfield, 3 Raimi, that's 6 villains. That's like, how would you not do that? And Rhino and Lizard don't even have to have actors.
I feel like you're
they
putting.
can just be CGI.
I feel like you're putting too much into the. It's got to be from this director's universe.
I don't think it.
I don't think they're caring that much about that.
I
I don't
think-
think they're like we got to have 3 from this one.
I don't
3
think
from
they
this
are,
One. I don't
but,
think they care.
There's keen opportunity there. You have 2 guys you can use.
But those are villains
Why
no
not?
one cares about. So what's the point?
No, who would care about the Scorpion if they randomly threw him in?
Because he's already been. We are already building him up. They're not building up.
They are not building
those,
him up.
They already. You can't even argue that because they already did
They
build him
showed
up.
him in 2 scenes. He was a random character.
And how many scenes have we seen of Lizard in the MCU?
None.
Exactly.
How many have you seen of Doc Ock, Sam?
This one?
Stop yelling.
It doesn't, and they've already built that up. Just from leaked media.
It's
stuff.
not
That's not
gonna-
important.
The Sinister Six is not going to be finished out from any of the. I will bet money.
They also could just not be doing the Sinister Six.
I will bet money that none of the MCU Spider-Man villains will be part of the Sinister Six team in this movie.
Yeah, probably not because I don't think they're going to do Sinister Six at all. I think it's probably going to be like a catch and grab situation where this guy's here, get him. This guy's there, get him. This guy's there, get him.
I think they're gonna throughout the movie. He's gonna be going after each of them.
I think
individually or
like,
teams.
guys, we got energy readings
No.
from all over the places.
Sam.
We got to go to these 5 specific
Blah, blah, blah,
locations
blah, blah.
and stop them.
Wait,
That's probably what they're going to do.
we've seen Electro and Sandman together, right, in the trailer. We've seen Goblin and Doc Ock together because they're both on that bridge
Yeah.
scene. I think he's going 2-2-2, right? That's
Yeah.
3 catches.
And, then
And
Sinister
at the
Six
end,
will
they
be
all
later.
break out, and there's a big action sequence with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and they're all there at once.
If they were going to do it that way, we already have Vulture and Scorpion in prison. We just put them all in prison, and then they break out in the next movie.
Okay, want me to just tell you what the leaked thing is?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
The cube of Agamotto.
Mute your thing for like a minute and a half if you're.
Patrick, spoilers.
If
alert.
you don't want spoilers, spoiler alert. Let me find it. Where's the box? It involves the box, by the way, if you don't know.
Oh, really?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Do the spell. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Thank you.
There
Here we
it
go. Okay. Oh,
Famous
shoot.
TikToker, come
Okay. This box is where so he's going around to each of the Sinister Six and trapping them in this box.
So exactly what I just said.
Yeah. So you get 6 villains. And they've already said there's going to be 6 in the movie. Most of the leaks are saying it's going to be Lizard and Rhino. And all of the leaks are also saying it's involving this box, which they said
But what did Lizard
before
and
the
Rhino
trailer
have to do
came
with the
out.
box?
I'm not saying they have anything to do with the box. I'm just saying the box was leaked ahead of time before this trailer. So
Yeah.
the people already knew it was there. And those same people are saying it's Lizard and Rhino in the movie. So I do think it's Lizard and Rhino. I think those are the 6. Because then you have 3 Garfield, 3 Raimi.
I feel like the 3 and 3 thing doesn't really matter.
But that balances it out.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't need to be balanced. I don't know
But
why.
then
they
there's
put
a
so much
reason for
emphasis on
both
that.
Garfield and Tobey Maguire to be there.
It's just, it's not. You're putting too much into that. I don't think that matters as much. I think he will go around. I think it'll be the 2-on-2 fight
Okay, we're done with the leaks, by the way.
Yeah. where you can unmute.
Unmute.
You're good.
Turn the noise back on.
Okay. I think now this is probably something I'm not going to do. But if I was going to do this, I would have it so I would change Scorpion's origin story. He's like some weird sort of.
Why do you keep sticking to the Scorpion thing?
Listen. Okay. He's some sort of like guy who's obsessed with like ancient Egyptian artifacts and stuff. Hence the Scorpion theme. That's his gimmick. Spider-Man captures them all in this movie. He teams up with Vulture to break out in the next movie. This thing is ancient, artifact, whatever. Scorpion knows it exists, sort of, but he doesn't really know what it does. He finds them, Sinister Six happens. That's how I would set it up. I don't think they're going to do it this way. That's how I would set it up.
I think, because we know Michael Keaton's in Morbius, I think he's off going to be doing that. And I think we also know that Craven's getting his own solo movie. So they're not doing Craven in the next Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They're not doing Venom or Carnage or any of the other characters they've already used. The only one they have left really is Scorpion. They've got other guys. There's rumors that, of course, Kingpin's going to be in this, which I think Vincent D'Onofrio already confirmed.
I don't think, whatever. Anyway, well, Kingpin from
Daredevil.
Okay.
And
That I could see.
Daredevil's also in this, but everyone knows Daredevil's in this. Daredevil's in this, and we know the 2 Spider-Mans are in it. They keep denying it, but come on.
All right, I think we're good with this. I think that's it.
We have more news.
I think we should just cut it here and we'll resume
we're
later.
going to go on break, but for you it'll be 2 seconds. So
we're going to be back in a day, but for you won't notice. Welcome back from the break. We're back. We're still going. We didn't take a 2-day break.
No,
we didn't do that.
It's like 15 minutes later.
It's been 2 seconds.
That's right. It's
We're not wearing different outfits. No way. I don't know why you would.
This is the same shirt.
I don't even know why you would even suggest that. That's
Why
a
would you think
possibility.
that? That's
Idiot.
absurd.
You're an idiot for thinking that. Okay. Anyways.
All right. So,
Tucker, are you wearing a different shirt?
yes, we're done talking about Spider-Man. We are moving on to Sam's favorite media franchise,
007 James Bond.
There was a new.
Wait, did we have Fortnite time?
I don't think
did we do weekly Fortnite news?
I don't think there was any Fortnite news.
Did they added Shang-Chi?
Blofeld.
Yep, that's James Bond for us. All right. Anyway, next thing.
trailer. Moonfall.
What is Moonfall?
Remember Moonfall?
I don't. Oh, this is the one that's made by the guy who made the
This is
Geostorm.
Roland Emmerich's new film. Patrick, do you know who Roland Emmerich is?
No clue.
Have you ever seen Independence Day?
Yes.
He's the director of Independence Day, as well as other critically acclaimed films like Geostorm, Godzilla, 1999.
Critically acclaimed Geostorm?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Incredible Crew sketch Torcano Quake Blizz Phalanx Fire Hurricane Bees?
Of course.
Yeah, he makes movies that are that but real.
So,
Good for him.
if you can't tell by the title of this new film, it's about the moon falling into Earth.
Oh. That's gonna be good.
It's got Halle Berry and Patrick Wilson.
And it takes place next year.
How far in the future? They didn't even bother with this one. Oh, apparently Michael Pena's in it too.
Alrighty, well, that's fun. Super great.
I'm sure it'll be bad.
We love that.
I think it comes out in January.
Oh, is it? Yeah, 2022.
Yep. All right, what's next? Red Notice. What's Red Notice?
Wait, if they were going for like the whole future end thing, why would they do it in the year that's literally next year?
We already went over
That that's a bit we just said.
Okay.
You guys know The Rock, right?
Of course, everyone knows The Rock.
You guys know Ryan Reynolds?
Of course.
Have you ever heard of Gal Gadot?
Also, yes.
They're in a movie for Netflix together.
That's
Cool.
so cool.
It's the biggest Netflix movie ever made in terms of budget. But my guess is most of that just went to paying The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot.
Yep, probably.
The Rock is...
Like all the other Netflix movies.
Yeah, it basically just looks like a Fast and Furious spinoff since all three of these actors have been in the Fast and Furious franchise
When was
before.
Ryan Reynolds in Fast and Furious?
Sam?
Oh, right, he was in
Hobbs and Shaw.
For like 2 scenes.
For like 2 scenes.
Where he was like, "Hi, I'm Ryan Reynolds. I'm eating pancakes. Go do a thing."
Gal Gadot was in Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
that was
the
like her
girlfriend of one of the characters.
The Han.
Of the guy, one of them.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Watch, she's gonna beat him up.
She's taking her. Oh,
Oh my
got him.
gosh, she was a pretty lady, but she can do kung fu.
She can do fighting. Whoa, Pretty Lady can't do
Wait,
fighting.
Pretty Lady do kung fu?
I didn't think
I've
Pretty
never
Lady
seen
could do
that.
fighting.
I've never seen that.
That's
I've never
not a
seen
thing.
that in a movie before.
No
That's-
way. Okay,
that's
anyways.
such a new concept.
Patrick, are you excited for Red Notice?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. That's enough. No one cares about Red Notice. Okay, Riri Williams, Ironheart to make debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So we now know officially what her origin story is going to be and how it is basically not at all the same.
She's probably
as the
going to be from Wakanda. in this
She
one.
is a Wakandan college student who is developing technology for the Wakanda version of Stark Enterprises, and she builds an Iron Man suit out of vibranium.
So it'll be like
Did I miss
Iron Man's-
anything here? Did that cover
It'll
it?
be like Iron Man super better,
Because it's vibranium.
Got a new Iron Man?
and it's a girl now, and her name is Ironheart, because if she was Iron Man.
My
it
question
makes
is,
sense.
are we going to get a hologram clone of Tony Stark's brain? If not,
At some point. I mean, probably not anytime soon, because Robert Downey Jr. wants a break.
Yeah,
But when he needs some cash,
he'll come back.
he'll come back.
Alrighty. Yep, that's
Not
cool.
sure that man's in need of cash.
This guy's always blocking the screen. All right.
Conveniently.
Captain America 4 is officially confirmed. He closed the Anthony Mackie has closed the deal. Has closed the deal to return as Captain America in Captain America 4. So, I mean, you don't really. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was basically Captain America 4.
Pretty much. I mean, there's not this, of course, is going to be written by the guy who wrote Falcon and Winter Soldier. They
Yeah.
haven't announced a director yet, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was the same director too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
But the thing with Sam Wilson, Captain America, is he doesn't have a whole lot of source material.
So they will be kind of going in blind for this one.
So there is Captain America villains still not done, but he doesn't have the biggest rogues gallery or story arcs that
Yeah.
haven't already been done on screen. So we'll see what happens with this one. Will they actually do Serpent Society this time?
Probably not, because the Serpent Society is stupid.
I hope they do.
That would be really
I
dumb.
would love big CGI snakes. I love dumb ideas.
Well, no, there's not CGI snakes. It's just dudes with various snake-related powers and abilities.
Yeah, no, I love that.
It's just a collection of 4 guys
Well,
with
if they did it in
some kind of snake-related powers.
If they did it in live action, it'd just be like normal guys who have like scales, and whenever they're using their powers, their eyes would turn yellow or something.
Yeah.
And
Or they would all have like...
They now all have really crappy like wire effects.
Or
where
they
they're
could
jumping.
use them to make another knockoff of the League of Assassins. It'll be the... Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll end up doing.
I mean, they already have one League of Assassins knockoff. It'd be kind of a lot to have 2.
I don't know, but then you could have them cross over in a movie. You could have Serpent Society versus the Ten Rings.
No, that's true.
Who
All
would
right.
win in a karate fight?
So that's cool. We're glad to see that. Black Canary to get direct to HBO film with Jernee Smollett Bell returning to play Black Canary.
Yes.
Did she play Black
She
Canary
was in
before?
Birds of Prey.
Right.
Movie I-
Did she have powers in that one? or
Yeah,
was-
yeah, she uses them once.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that.
Did you see Birds of Prey, Patrick?
No.
I saw that movie and I forgot she had powers.
Me too. I kind of forgot everything that happened.
I recognize her from being in the movie, but I don't remember her using her powers at all.
I didn't dislike it. I just don't remember what happened.
It was a fine movie. It was just kind of a little.
What, Patrick?
Wasn't she an arrow?
Yes, Black Canary was an arrow.
This is not the same Black
This is
Canary.
not the same Black Canary, though.
This is not.
This is-
You're
this
thinking
is
of the white Black Canary. This is the black Canary.
Well, there's like 3 Black Canaries in the Arrow. There's 2 Black Canaries and 1 White Canary.
But White Canary is not the white Black Canary. That's just a person who's white who's playing Black Canary.
Yes.
You got all that?
I'm caught up.
All right, cool.
And Misha Green, who co-created Lovecraft Country, will be writing the movie.
Was the actress who played her in Lovecraft Country?
I don't know. She might have been.
I don't remember. I saw Lovecraft Country, but I watched it on like a day and a half, so I don't remember most of it.
The Lion King 2.
You guys remember the critically acclaimed live-action adaptation of The Lion King.
Live action.
And you remember the critically acclaimed sequel to the animated Lion King movie.
Lion
All
King
3
one-
different, sometimes canon sequels.
Well, there's Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
Yes.
Lion King 1.5, which is a prequel with
Sort of.
Timon and Pumbaa.
How many of these were direct to DVD?
All of them.
All of them.
And then there's the Lion Guard TV show, which is on Disney Junior.
But is an alternate universe from The Lion King 2.
Simba's Pride.
Yes.
Do you get all that?
Making sense? Okay, cool.
So this sequel to the live-action movie will also be somewhat of a prequel.
course.
It'll mostly be a prequel. It'll star Kelvin Harrison Jr. and Aaron Pierre.
Is that these two?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Aaron Pierre.
Did
He'll
he
be
play Scar?
No, actually, I got it mixed up. I don't know
You
who
put
these
them on the
people are.
wrong side? Wait, you don't even know who
Okay.
these guys are?
Aaron Pierre is gonna be Mufasa, so that's him. And then Kelvin Harrison Jr. will be Scar, which is him. And
Okay.
it'll be about, I guess, Mufasa and Scar's early childhood.
Will it look as lifeless as the first?
I would count on it.
I think what they should do is have all practical effects, no CGI.
It's just
Just
a
two
nature documentary of lions,
No,
but
no.
they voice over it in sort of the same style as
No, it's just
what's
two
that?
guys.
What's that one movie? The Journey with the dog and the cat
Oh.
and the other dog.
Yeah. I think what they should do is just film it as a nature documentary and get them to try to act like the big lions they
They
have
get
in real life.
lasers and they.
Yeah, and they move around. And they just like whenever they need to have them like fight each other, they just like cover each other in honey.
They just throw like zebra meat on one.
No,
and they just
have them
start
fight.
And then if they die, they gotta go find another
No,
one.
Then they
we
just
should make,
replace
like lion suits that have like 2 people in them, and like one person's the head and one person's the tail, and you just have them
Like a carnival.
Like a carnival horse.
and they just go.
Um,
Really good.
but this movie will not be directed by Jon Favreau. I forget the guy who is directing.
It'll be directed by
Lion
Fave
King.
Davro.
Hang on, Sam. Kill time.
Oh,
Barry Jenkins. Barry Jenkins is directing this one.
What else have they done?
I
doing?
could be wrong, but I think Moonlight. Yeah, Moonlight.
Oh, that
Oh,
that movie.
Oh no, what? I didn't mean to do
Why
that.
are
Go
you
back.
so bad at PowerPoint? Oh
Ah.
my gosh!
what are you doing?
Just click the button that makes the slide go back.
I didn't mean to do that.
Why are you?
We're still talking about the Lion
You're
King.
so
Why are
bad
you
at this.
this?
Next time I'm doing the slides.
He's directed Moonlight, that movie that's famous
the
for
one-
the Oscars screwing up, giving it Best Picture.
Awesome, cool,
Cool.
fun. Everyone remembers that. Not because of the thing from the Oscars, but because of its merits as a
Man,
film.
won't stop falling
Just let him
over.
land.
All right, let's move on.
The Matrix 4 has a confirmed title.
Wasn't the last one called Matrix Resurrections?
No, you moron.
What was the last one
It was called The Matrix Revelation.
Is that different?
Revolutions. It was Revolutions.
What was the second one?
Reloaded?
Is this just the Matrix R-word trilogy, quadrilogy?
I mean, I guess.
When is Matrix 5 coming out? That's what's important.
My guess is whenever they finish Matrix 4.
Or maybe the same.
No, but this
year.
is one of the many announcements from CinemaCon. They
What
showed
is CinemaCon?
They showed footage of the movie that has not been released to the public. and they officially announced the title. They didn't give us like a confirmed logo or anything, so we still have to use this one.
I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna look like this.
But just swap out the 4 for Resurrections.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Wachowskis who directed the Matrix movies, they made this because Warner Brothers would not let them make anything else, because everything else they've made since the Matrix movies has bombed so hard.
What else have they even made? I don't even remember.
Sam, do you remember the movie Jupiter Ascending?
I remember the name.
Do you remember the movie Speed Racer?
I do remember Speed Racer.
They have directed pretty
Is
much
that it?
those 2 things. They've directed, I think they have a Netflix show.
Oh, so they're really moving. They're moving up.
But
the
this
road.
one, of course, isn't directed by both of them. This one's only directed by Lana Wachowski.
I don't know which one is which because they changed all their names, so I don't know who's who anymore.
Well, no one knew what the names were before that.
Well, that's true.
Everyone just calls them the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
That's what they're credited as directors, I think. Whenever they direct the same thing together.
Yeah, it just says the Wachowski siblings.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, next thing.
Moving on. Okay. So, to add on to all of the Spider-Man stuff,
All the leaks.
J.B. Smoove, who plays one of the teachers in the Spider-Man movies, he was being asked...
He's the shop teacher,
in
right?
this interview, I think so.
Yeah.
He was being asked in this interview that we're about to play...
No, he's the PE teacher, right? Because he's in the detention thing, too.
The PE teacher is Hannibal Buress, Sam. Come on.
Who's that?
You know
Was this the
Hannibal.
guy? Wait, was he in Far From Home?
Yes.
Oh, so he was that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was one, and then there was a second one in Far From Home, and then there's also the PE teacher who was only in Homecoming, but will also be in this one. The point
I'm
is,
getting them mixed
I'll
up.
just play it for you, and I'll show you what happens. Let's talk about Jamie Foxx.
And the last question I have for you, which Spider-Man were you excited to see Tom Holland share the screen with? Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Woo! All right, there you go. Thank you so much, Jamie.
That reporter did him so dirty.
Yeah. So, obviously, I mean, he could have just been answering he could not know that they're in
Yeah.
it. My guess is they probably don't have any scenes together.
He also could have just responded by just being like, oh, this one.
He probably, I mean, as far as we know, he could have just been like, oh, they're in it? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, he might have
right.
not, I don't know.
But,
They're basically already confirmed.
if he does know, that's just more confirmation. It's not like a big breaking headline, because
This isn't really a leak at
They're
this
in
point.
the movie, guys. It's not even a question anymore.
but like,
There's so many leaked fake photos and stuff.
yeah.
Anyway, Mario movie. Let's just
Stop.
click the button that moves.
It plays the
You
video.
suck at these. Let Sam do this.
You remember
I
the
can't.
Mario movie that is happening at
Illumination. You know,
Entertainment?
the Minions guys. You know the Minions guys.
I know how much the public loves them.
They also made Hop and
Sing
I remember.
and Sing, and Sing 2 is coming out, I think.
and The Grinch.
And they made The Grinch. All
We don't
movies
talk
you
All
definitely
classics.
remember.
And you have seen.
You have seen them and remember them very well.
Yes.
Wait, are you talking about the most recent Grinch or?
Which Grinch do you think?
The cartoon one.
Okay, that's
You
what I thought.
total
but I was
moron.
The one that was animated by Illumination, the animation company.
Said their name on the poster. And the movie itself.
Do you think I really paid that much attention to the Grinch?
Well, we thought you might have paid some attention.
I
Anyways,
I
let's...
think we thought you would kind of pick up the fact that it was a cartoon.
Well, I knew it was a cartoon. I forgot.
Okay, anyway, let's move on. Teen Titans Go people. They're making the Mario.
So, according to one of Illumination's animators' LinkedIn's, it's these guys, Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, are directing the Illumination Mario movie. A movie we have pretty much no information on.
Other than this, which is from a leaked LinkedIn profile.
we've
which
started to get-
it could even be totally wrong.
We've started to get some trickle out. We know that there was one of the guys who's voicing like the Mario Brothers boss and like the Wrecking Crew company.
Yeah,
They cast him. This movie is supposed to come out next year, and so we should be getting information here. They've been working on it for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
So we should start to get stuff soon. Probably a release date and a logo before anything else. But these guys directing it is so specific though that I think this is probably true.
Yeah, because, well, for one, these guys I think they've only done Teen Titans Go movie.
They don't have a giant list of.
And this is a very, like, child family,
Yeah.
project. So I could
could
totally
see-
see this
yeah.
being.
I could see them wanting to go for that Teen Titans Go type of tone with this.
Yeah, I could totally see them going in that direction.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I am not overly enthusiastic about this, mostly because of Illumination's track record, but I know
they kind of suck.
I know Nintendo is fair. I know Nintendo's fairly involved with this one.
Now, I do think Illumination makes monies very cheaply because they reuse assets and models
Yeah.
all the time, constantly, always. Mario is a game where all the characters are the same model and all the enemies are the same. So I think for something like this, it kind of does make sense if they want to get it done cheap. But also, it's Mario, and why would you want to do it cheap when you can do it good? But I don't know.
I think the main reason they did do this with Universal is because of the theme park stuff.
Yeah, because they're doing the Mario theme park.
I mean, the options for theme parks with franchises is Universal
Or Disney.
or Disney. And if you sign on with Disney, Disney wants like 100% control of it no matter what it is. They would have shoved Nintendo out
They
of
probably
there.
went, hey, Disney, would you like to make a Mario park with us? And they were like, you're selling us Mario? And they went, no. Do you want to make a park? Mario for me? You give me Mario? And they were like, no, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Because
I feel like it's gonna be weird seeing Mario talk.
yeah.
Talking
Like-
full sentences.
And we know it's not gonna be
It's the same thing.
the
with,
same video game voice actor. It's not gonna be Charles Martinet.
Yeah, wasn't there rumors it was going to be...
There was rumors it was gonna be Zac Efron.
Yeah, Zac Efron.
Which is like they're obviously gonna go with a celebrity voice cast because that's what Illumination always does.
Princess Peach will be Zendaya.
It'll be
because
Zendaya.
That's who it always is.
It's
with
always
them.
Zendaya.
Yeah.
That's who they get.
That's just what she does.
She's just like number one on all of their call sheets.
Patrick, you're frozen and your audio's chopping out.
You're pooping the Zoom.
It's gonna be that weird thing with Link.
Oh, there it goes. Well, you're less frozen.
It's kind of
You're in stop motion now. Okay, there we go. Now it's
Patrick. Say a sentence.
Okay, you're still well. That might just be because our Wi-Fi is bad.
Okay, it's fixed. It's better.
There, it's better. It's fixed. We can.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi kind of dipped.
Cool.
It's gonna be like that weird thing, like if you made a movie with Link, you couldn't really it'd be weird to have him talk the whole time.
Yeah.
Because, he never really actually has a
Okay, I'm
voice.
tired of people saying Link. He talks
No,
talks
he talks,
constantly.
but it's just like the words at the bottom.
He didn't talk in the first one because they couldn't program dialogue into the game.
Yeah.
He's talked
But
in
like,
every
but
single
like,
game.
he doesn't have a
since
voice
then.
actor in like Breath of the
Yeah,
Wild.
he just goes.
What?
But yeah, he does speak in like
Who do you
full
think?
sentences.
Who do you think they'll get for like Bowser? Idris Elba.
Dave Bautista.
No, they're gonna get.
They need they're gonna get like a deep voice.
They're gonna get Dave Earnhardt, Dave Earnhardt Jr., the NASCAR driver.
They'll get Matthew McConaughey.
No, they'll get like
Bowser. Did you ever hear about
they'll get like The
McConaughey?
Rock.
They'll
It'll
get,
be like Dave Bautista and Rock.
the Darth Vader.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah, they'll get James Earl
Imagine if they
Jones.
get, like,
That would be
Kevin
pretty
Hart.
dope.
That
if
would
they
be
got
pretty
James
sick.
Earl Jones.
No, okay. If they ever do Galactus in the MCU, James Earl Jones has to be Galactus.
He's like 92
Okay,
years
but
old.
fine. Call him in today. Get all that recording done right now. Just record everything right now.
Just every company bring him in for like a week and just record.
Because he's got to be Galactus.
It'd be really
Yeah, he's
funny if
90
they
years
got,
old,
like,
Sam.
If they got like Kevin
He's
Hart
still
to
playing
do
Darth
the voice.
Vader.
That's
Funny if
true.
They got like Kevin Hart to do the voice of Bowser.
He was
Everything that
in
has
Rogue
Darth
One,
Vader in
and
it.
I think he did it for Rebels too. But that was a couple of years ago.
Anything that has Darth Vader in it, he has probably done the voice.
I
for.
think what they're planning on doing is just having Hayden Christensen do Darth Vader from now on.
Yeah, which is lame.
I
but
mean,
whatever.
honestly, they can just, according to the Mandalorian, which is how they did Luke Skywalker's voice, they can just synthesize that stuff out of a computer. They don't even need an actor for it
Yeah.
anymore.
Anyways, let's.
Sounded so monotone and lifeless.
He sounded just like Hayden Christensen. All right, let's. What's next?
So they totally could synthesize Hayden Christensen.
No one would even notice. All right, Jungle Cruise officially has a sequel in the works.
A movie I still have not seen.
None
It
of
was
us have
pretty
seen
good.
it.
I
Okay,
saw it.
maybe Max. Where did you see it on?
I saw it in tech theater class
When?
like a week ago.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It was just okay. Nothing really that crazy happened.
Alrighty. Apparently, Max says it is okay.
But it's a big hit for pandemic standard. It's doing very well. It's had great week-to-week drops in terms of box office. It's getting very positive audience reviews. So The Rock and Emily Blunt are scheduled to return for a sequel. Makes sense. I could see this being their new
They're
Pirates of the
yeah.
Caribbean.
And they'll just they'll go on a different river-based expedition for a
And
magical
they'll recycle
artifact.
all of their ideas.
It was a little bit like dragged out.
Where they're water zombies.
Yes.
Good. Then we know for sure that this is
Then,
their
boom.
this
Hey,
is their new pirates.
If they want a little bit of time travel in there, cross them over.
There we go. Pirate zombie
Magic
time travel.
Pirate zombie time
The
travel.
villain was a German dude.
But was he a zombie pirate?
No.
Oh.
There were zombie pirates. Well, they weren't. Okay. So they were like 900-year-old pirate dudes who got like a curse from a
So
dude from
literally
outside.
exactly the same.
No, but they're not
as
zombies. They're
No,
like,
in Pirates of the Caribbean, they all got cursed by the Aztec
no,
golden,
but
and they live
were,
forever.
They weren't zombies. They had like weird forest powers because they were stuck in a cave for like 900 years.
Right, caves
They
give
were
you
like
forest
stone.
powers.
No, they were like they turned into statues for some reason.
They Dr. Stoned themselves,
Yeah, they Dr. Stoned themselves, and then literally some guy poured river water on them.
and that
And
unstoned
that
them.
unstoned them, and he was just like, "Hey, go find this thing for me." And they were like, "Okay."
That makes sense to me.
All right. Neato.
This is probably my favorite one. So do you remember, hey Patrick, do you remember on that one camp out, that one patrol camp out where we watched the Rocketeer in a certain city council runner-upsman's pool? Yeah. So it's getting a sequel like 30 years later.
I think it's been
For a movie that was not very good
and not a very big hit.
and not a hit and kind of conceptually dead on arrival.
People really like this one though. I haven't
It is
seen it.
literally just about a dude who has a jetpack. I think he uses it literally twice.
I think the movie is most
It
famous
was
for its poster.
so boring. The poster's iconic. The movie, boring. So ungodly boring.
These guys got a
It's
jetpack.
literally just
That's
like
what he does.
some
Flies around.
blonde-haired guy, the same main character as the guy from Treasure Planet, but this time
Billy Campbell.
he's blonde. He goes to this
dog.
dude who lives, I think he lives on an airport or something. He has like his own
You need to
airplane.
just read the synopsis.
He has his own airplane or something. And he also just randomly has a jetpack, and then he just gives the kid the jetpack,
I'll just read you.
and then he becomes like
What movie are we talking about?
the Rocketeer. And then
I don't remember.
he
that
becomes like a sort of vigilante character, but like he just has a jetpack.
Yeah, so just for
So he's like Spider-Man,
Was
but
this
with
a
no
live
powers and a
action
jetpack.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
it
live
was.
action. That's why they only used the jetpack twice, because it was expensive.
So just for some context, this movie came out in June of 1991. It had a budget of about $35 to $40 million, made $46.7 million in the box office, which is terrible, bomb, totally. But it's got a really, it's kind of a cult classic in a lot of circles. And it's gotten now 2 follow-ups. The first one was a Disney Junior series called The Rocketeer. It was about a girl who basically does the same thing as the Rocketeer. And there's obviously this one, which is the main news story we're supposed to be talking about, which is that Disney Plus is developing The Return of the Rocketeer. It'll be a Disney Plus original film. David and Jessica, I'm going to butcher the last name, Oyelowo? Oyelowo?
You killed it, Tucker.
I know, right?
What are you looking at?
This word. Name.
Oyalowo?
Oyelowo. Max has got it.
Sure.
Probably.
Why not? Anyways,
Probably.
They're producing it, and the movie will be written by Ed Record, who's that guy. The plot will be that it's the story of a retired Tuskegee airman who takes up the mantle of the Rocketeer.
so is it also going to take place in like the 40s then?
Well, the Tuskegee Airmen were World War II, so my guess is probably late 40s,
Like
early 50s.
yeah.
Which is about 20 years after the original one takes place. And it's been about 20.
When does the original one take place? Like the 30s?
It's in the 30s, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like right before World War II.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's about the same amount of time between the original one and now. So if they wanted to, they could just get the old cast
Yeah,
back,
they could just bring him back.
and they could just be the same age.
They're
they
doing
are.
they're doing a Creed, but
That,
with
or
a-
you can
with
just
This is kind of
computer.
like-
it's
computer
it's
vision.
Jetpack Creed.
Yeah.
This is kind of like if Iron Man was really not very smart.
Just like
and
a really dumb
didn't
version of
have
the
a suit.
of Iron Man.
didn't have a suit and didn't wear his jetpack basically most of the time, but he still fought people.
And there's no word on whether Joe Johnston, who directed the original, will be back either. He also directed Captain America, the first Avenger, the first one. which are very
So he's good at
similar.
directing movies that take place in the 30s.
Superhero period pieces. This is bread and
First
butter.
Captain America was one of my favorite movies.
Awesome.
That is stupid, Max. That's not a good choice for your favorite movie. All right,
Well, I didn't say it was my favorite movie. I said it was one of my favorite Marvel
Sam, what is your favorite late 2000s, early 2010s action franchise with Sly Stallone where he's an old person?
I didn't know there was one.
Patrick, have you ever heard of the Expendables?
Oh, the Expendables, one through
No.
however many there are.
So they're working on 4. It's official. They got Sly Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Curtis Jackson, Tony Jaa, Megan Fox, all for the new one. They're coming back.
Something I would care about?
No, they're not good.
Cool, then let's not
So it's
dwell
like
on it.
Suicide Squad, but with random characters and they don't have any powers.
Yes.
Yes,
Cool.
and they're all elderly.
All right, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. Wow, that sounds like a threatening game.
It's not a game, Sam. It's a movie.
Oh well, that sounds like a
It's the
threatening.
reboot of
Wait,
the
is
film.
Tom Cruise in it?
No,
Then what's the point?
it's a reboot of the movie franchise.
Cool. Let's move on.
Look at the zombies.
That's a zombie? Thought that was just an old lady with hair in her face.
Look at the guns.
Those are
Those indeed
that's what a
guns.
gun
That's the
looks
characters from Resident Evil 2, Sam.
Those
I
are
can't
indeed
see.
characters
You're
from
telling
Resident
me.
Evil 2.
Oh, I didn't share it. I didn't put it. Why didn't you say anything this whole time?
like. He's just like a real audio listener.
No, I
Get rid of
don't.
yourself. You're ugly.
I
Take
wanna,
yourself away.
why am I on here? I don't want to be on
Take
here.
yourself away.
There we go.
Did you
It-
share
You
it?
know, I see all these things.
Yeah. Why didn't
Yes.
you say anything before?
So that's the thing we're talking about.
Sam, are
So
you
those
excited
are
for
the
this
people with
one?
I
guns
do
and
not care about
guns.
Resident Evil at all. I
right.
don't care about the games, and the movies are really bad.
All right, moving on.
Or not.
There,
There we go.
Venom.
Let there be
car-
carnage.
So in the month we were gone, Venom.
That trailer was really bad.
Was it? You didn't like it?
Yeah.
Not a big Venom fan.
It looks like it's gonna be exactly like the first.
Well, that's probably true. What else do you do with a Venom movie where Spider-Man's not in it?
Yeah.
I can tell you.
So, when the month we were gone, this movie was delayed to October 15th. And then today, as we're recording this, because Shang-Chi had such a big opening weekend, it's now been moved back up, not to its original date, but to October 1st.
Great.
It's coming out on October 1st, which is the same
Is this-
weekend it came out, the first one.
Is this coming out on any streaming or is it movie only?
No, it's going to be movie theaters only. Sony doesn't
I
have
really don't
a
want to
streaming
go to
app.
a
Why does
movie
Woody
this week.
Harrelson's hair look so awful in the movie?
Because he's got a terrible wig.
Doesn't he have a red hair
Is
in the
Shang-Chi
original one?
on Premiere Access?
No, it is not.
No, it's movies only.
Yay, good job,
That's
Disney.
good.
Furthering
That's probably why
Black
it made
Widow,
more money.
furthering Scarlett Johansson's case in court, but that's
Yeah.
a different issue.
Oh no, I'm sure she'll beat the mega corporation that owns 33% of the entertainment
Yeah,
industry
she's
in a court
doing
battle.
so. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't totally slandered her. But anyways,
Yeah,
why is his hair not red now? It was red before.
but that was a really, really terrible wig, and this is just a slightly worse
But
wig.
it's not red though. Like they couldn't even keep the color the same.
Sam, wigs are a lot of work.
It's a lot harder
Why does
when
it
you
look like
just
someone
don't.
threw bleach on half of his face?
Because
Looks like half of his
because
face
this
got
screen
burned.
isn't very good at showing the poster, Max. That's not the poster's fault.
No,
That's
look at the right side of his face. It looks really weird.
yeah. Okay, so see when you light a shot, if you put the light on the right side, then the right side of his face is brighter than the
Because
left
what happened
side.
was the shot they took for this poster.
The
here,
light was over here.
The light
so
was over
it
here.
Shines this way.
so it was shining this way. So in post, when they put it
For
on
those
the
of you
poster,
who are
they
on
brightened
audio,
it up.
Max is saying his face looks like it has bleach on it because one side is brighter than the other.
'Cause
Like
they
slightly.
artificially brighten the poster from this angle because of that. If you look, there's a line that it's like they're all lit from this side because they did that artificially in post when they were photoshopping the poster together.
Looks like every other poster because all
Patrick,
posters
are you
basically
excited
look
for
the same.
Venom?
It does not look good.
Not in the slightest.
Sam, what about you?
I would have seen it if it was on Premiere Access. I mean, I'm probably still gonna.
You're
see
gonna
it.
go. You're gonna. I'm gonna make you watch this.
I'll
You know that,
probably
right?
still watch it, but I won't care.
I am slightly more interested in this than I was in the first one.
I'm
I like-
actually less interested.
I like the director they have.
I like Carnage as a character. I think they're doing him mostly right.
They're doing a better
I just don't know how
villain,
they're gonna make this.
and I bet
like,
it's a better lead villain. But
I don't understand lore-wise how this fight even works, because Carnage is just like definitively so much stronger than Venom. It's not even really.
Well, Venom will have the power of friendship.
I feel
Right.
like this movie could be 20 minutes long and still be like just as good.
Again, I have said this a million times. I will say it a million times more. I don't know how this series will find any way other than to have every single third act being two big goop monsters gooping at each other for 35
Hey,
minutes.
at least this time the goop is different colors. Last time they
That's
were
what hey,
almost the same.
It'll
and
be
it was
easier
really
to
hard to
tell them
tell.
apart. And
What are
maybe
they gonna do for 50 minutes of that movie?
Eddie Brock's gonna have
They're
various
gonna be
problems.
like, guys, Venom. There's guys getting missing, and we have to solve the case because I'm an investigative reporter.
He's Venom.
He's
Carnage.
He's Carnage.
We are Venom.
Okay.
Patrick's just now learning this.
I don't know what they're doing over at Sony with the Spawn.
I
Most of the
don't
movies
think
should
Woody
be
Harrelson was
Sony.
good casting for this.
No, I don't either.
I think there's so many people that could have done a better. I mean, I don't think he'll be bad,
I
but I just think there's a lot of people that would have been better.
I don't know why they got Jared Leto for Morbius.
Jared Leto would have been perfect for
Bam!
Carnage.
He's like made for Carnage. He's an insane serial killer in real life and in the movie. That is not a slander.
They should have switched Morbius and they should have switched him.
Again,
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with the Spawn. I like.
What are you doing?
Keep talking.
Okay.
What are they doing with Morbius? Are they building up to something? I don't know. Their biggest villain is what they're doing in the second Venom movie, and I assume they want to make this at least a trilogy. So where you go from here?
I think they'll do Anti-Venom, or they'll do Scream, or they'll do Toxin, or they'll do the Venom family, or they'll do the Clintars, or they'll do Null, or there's so many symbiotes.
They'll do all of it. I mean, it'll happen. There will be the third one will probably be.
They'll do Anti-Venom.
There's like a big invasion of symbiotes.
No, next they'll do Anti-Venom because it sounds cool, and it kind of people.
No,
will know
Anti-Venom will
what it
be in it, but they have to do a movie where Venom and Carnage team up to fight multiple symbiotes, because that's how you top it. He fights one symbiote, 2 of the movies. No.
They'll fuse together. They'll have 4 arms, 2 heads.
They'll be called Maximum Venom.
Or they'll be called Carnage Venom.
Ultra
That's
Venom.
an awful name.
Or Varnage.
Carnum.
Carnum.
Venom
He can
EX.
transform into a car.
He'll be Mega Venom or Venom EX.
Right,
No.
because it's Pokemon.
No, I mean, I think what they're going to probably end up doing is he fights Carnage in this one. He thinks he beats him. They do Maximum Carnage in the next one. And he has to team up with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to come in here at some point, too.
Or not.
Probably Tom Holland, but also maybe Andrew Garfield, apparently.
Depending on how into
It's
the
like
new
No
one
Way
is.
Home.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is way too old to play Spider-Man.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's like in his late
30s?
20s or early 30s.
He's not that old.
How old do you think Andrew Garfield is?
I think you're thinking of Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire is definitely too
Tobey
old.
Maguire's
No,
is
but
like
he looked
50s.
too old in.
They all do.
He didn't look too old. They made it so he was in college.
Andrew Garfield's 38. I mean, that's pretty old. That's not that old. He can still do it.
Yeah.
Also, again, most of it's a computer animated, so it doesn't have to do.
He only has to walk around in his nerd outfit sometimes. He
Yeah,
doesn't even
and then
have to do
the
the
rest of it's
Spider-Man
ADR.
part.
Anyway,
I guarantee
Sam.
at the end of Venom, they're gonna show like a little bit of the Carnage symbiote left, and it's just gonna like crawl away or something. And then in the next movie.
No, it'll just be in a jar and it'll be going
Yeah.
like that.
There'll just be
What
some
were you about to ask?
I forget now.
Something Venom related, probably.
I don't care. It's Venom.
I can't wait for Carnage. Let there be Venom. That's gonna be the next one.
You think they'll give him a spin-off?
No,
Like, what do you do?
Woody Harrelson's too old. I don't think he'll be in
Carnage.
any. I don't think he'll be in the next Venom movie. He's too old to keep playing.
I mean, again, he doesn't actually have to do anything though. He just sort of walk around and sound
That's true.
menacing.
He's just go.
I mean, I don't even think Carnage talks in this one. I think he's just gonna scream. It's like he doesn't even have to.
Yeah, he
do
doesn't even have to do
the
the voice lines.
Yeah.
He just has to be there for the serial killer
He
bit.
just has to go. It's me, Cletus Cassidy, and I'm spooky.
No one knew who I was till I put on the slime. All right, next.
Next. Oh, another story from Sony. They have officially done a deal with Amazon. Amazon has paid them $100 million to move Hotel Transylvania 4 Transformania direct to Amazon Prime Video.
Well, that was a mistake.
It's going straight there. This was in talks for a while. Theater chains and movie distribution companies and all of all of the movie industry is really iffy on family movies right now because kids under 13 can't get vaccinated.
Right.
And because California and New York, which are the biggest movie markets, have vaccine mandates, you can't go into a movie theater if you're under 13 right now. So, at least I don't think so.
I am right.
So, I mean, that makes sense for this movie.
So it's going direct to Prime Video. Obviously, this one is the one I don't really care for because all of the cast is gone, mostly, and Gendy Tartakovsky's gone.
I like how they all all the monsters turn into humans and all the one human turn into a monster, but Mavis just got a cloak.
Yeah.
She just looks like she's going to
She just got a new outfit.
It has like a stubble.
Dracula turned into a regular guy.
I like how they made him look like Adam Sandler, but Adam Sandler's not doing it.
Yeah.
They just inverted the image of her.
Like, you can tell who they all are, but no, she's literally just put on a cloak.
No, her turning into a human just means she's a big D&D fan now.
Well, no, she'll just be the only one that doesn't transform.
Yeah.
I do like that.
I do like that the slime guy just turned into an actual thing of Jello, though. I do think that's
I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. It's the last one. It's Sony's biggest franchise in terms of animation, so...
I do like the
see
fact
what they
that
do.
They
I think this could have made money, though. It was supposed to come out October 1st, which is now when Venom's coming out.
Yeah.
Which means they'll actually be competing each other, one in theaters, one in streaming. This has been a pretty... Like, the first Hotel Transylvania is like a Halloween classic.
Is this free for people with Prime, or do you still have to pay for it?
It will be free on Prime.
Oh, okay. Well, I might watch it then. Well, if it's free, I might watch it if it's free. Anyways.
I don't know.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
We'll see what happens. This is main competition. Addams Family 2 is also going to be PVOD on.
Yeah.
I believe on the same day.
They are basically the same in terms of demographics.
It's the exact same demographic.
Why is this releasing October 1st?
Because that's when Halloween is.
Because Halloween, obviously.
No, I know it's in October, but why not release it later?
Oh, because if you release it later, less people will watch it.
But it's closer to Halloween.
Okay, but you see, all the Halloween stuff ends after Halloween.
So you won't watch it after Halloween.
But if you do it on the first day of the month, you have the whole month worth of Halloween-related festivities.
What, Patrick?
Then you lose 2 weeks of profit. Why would you do that?
Movies are competing with our movie.
Well, no one's going to watch our movie on their own.
Yeah, it's fine. Who cares?
They're only going to watch it if we force them to, so it's fine.
Our movie isn't coming out in theaters.
Yeah, that's right.
Sadly.
Maybe we could sell it to Amazon for like $5.
We're doing a free to YouTube release.
Amazon, I got a deal you can't refuse.
I got a script you can't refuse.
Jeff Bezos, listen to me.
I'm telling you, it's good.
Do you guys ever shoot those scenes that I need?
No, it's...
We just won't.
Yeah, we don't really need them.
Patrick, we need a trailer.
Just tell your mom they're there.
We can't... No, I don't need this one. I need the actual end credit scenes.
Oh, well, we can't film the actual one because we drew all over the Halloween mask.
Well, just... You can use alcohol to get all the Sharpie off.
No, but then that ruins it.
No, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
It's fine. We don't need this.
No, Patrick.
I just need the scenes.
Patrick, what we'll do... We'll talk about this later after the podcast is over.
Okay,
We got to move on to the next thing. All right. Sam, we're back to your favorite topic, James Bond.
Can we just get
Again?
past this?
Why?
So just to give you an idea, so this movie comes out also in October. I believe the second week of October, on October 8th. It needs $900 million to break even.
How do you spend $1 billion on a James Bond movie?
So the reason this costs so much is because one of the initial production, which involved giving Daniel Craig too much money, and then it was like ready, rewritten, about to release before COVID. Like it was a week away. They had to delay it, which means they spent all of the marketing money, like all of the marketing budget, which is usually around like the exact same budget as the movie. And then there was another marketing push in November when
They went through 3 different marketing
There's been 3
pushes.
marketing pushes for this, and
they had to retroactively go back and change all the product placement to 2021 stuff.
Which means they had to pay all the computer animators to go back and re-animate over a bunch of shots in the movie.
Every single scene where his watch is visible, they went back and digitally altered the watch to look like the 2021 Rolex instead of the 2020 Rolex.
Which means
because they're so different.
all of that
was almost identical.
They look, if you were not a massive Rolex person, they would be indistinguishable.
Mm-hmm. But that's how you get this cost of $900 million. No James Bond movie, I don't think they ever make that much. It's like very rare that they ever even get close to $1 billion. That's absurd. They've said they're not going to delay it again because there's no point. It's never going to make its money back. It's going to be a financial failure. MGM is bankrupt anyway. But if they do get bought by Amazon...
They already did, I think.
I think they're in the process of it. The government's like, well, maybe we won't approve it. Shut up.
Yeah, there's
Approve
no
it.
way
You like Disney bought Fox.
Yeah, that's
Amazon
a way bigger merger.
Yeah. But like, it's if MGM does get bought by Amazon, they can just bomb every movie from now on. Doesn't matter. Amazon's got infinite cash.
Yeah. All right, next thing.
All right.
Why? What happened?
Sony.
Oh, that's right.
Did we already talk about this?
No, we talked about it, but not on the podcast.
Sony is renaming their Spider-Man cinematic universe. It was called the Sony Universe of Marvel Characters, aka it was the Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel Characters, aka the Spunk. Now they have officially named it to Sony's Spider-Man Universe, which is
Spoo.
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 Hey, you
Welcome
guys
to
ever
the
seen Spooniverse?
This is the Spoo.
I love the Spooniverse.
Alrighty.
There's a lot of spoons.
Patrick, are you hyped to see what Sony has in store for you with all of their Spider-Man related Marvel characters?
I mean, Sony has given me nothing but joy.
They just don't miss over there at
As-
Sony.
as
They
we
never
know-
miss.
As we know, Patrick, you're really hyped for Venom. Like you
Right,
said.
I was just talking about how it was like something I was really looking forward to.
Why'd you make him so big?
So you can see him. All right, next thing. Who is
Josh Brolin.
It's that guy.
this? Was this from?
So he was doing an interview just about just general things. And they asked him about whether or not he was coming back for Deadpool 3. He said he hasn't gotten the call yet. And before Fox was purchased by Disney, he was actually signed on to do 4 movies. Like 2 Deadpool, 2 X-Force.
2 Cable? Or, yeah.
He was going to do 2 X-Force movies. And he said he's open to coming back. I'm wondering if they will, though, because he's already Thanos in the MCU. But then again...
He's unrecognizable.
But then again, Deadpool lives in his own space. So.
And, again, he does not look like a big
he's
monster
not,
man.
he's obviously not a big
So
They already
you
killed
can...
off Thanos, so.
Yeah.
That's not important at all. You could have had them coexist. He looks not... The only thing that would be the same is the voice. They'd be indistinguishable.
I think
very
they could bring him back.
distinguishable
Like,
from each other.
Cable is kind of like a lore-heavy character. He's not one of like the first characters you bring in.
You have
from
to
X-Men.
set him up. You
have to set him up.
I mean, with Deadpool 2, they sort of just dropped him in, but it was kind of just a
I
joke.
feel like this next Deadpool is going to be more of a sequel to Deadpool 2 than an MCU movie anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it'll matter that
Wait, is
much.
Deadpool 3 going to be in the MCU?
Yes.
Kind of.
Sort
Or
of.
are they going to make it PG-13?
They'll decide
No.
later. If it as it is now, it will be the first R-rated MCU movie.
Kevin Feige has said, which makes me think they'll take Marvel Studios off of it.
They'll say in association with Marvel.
I don't think they'll
Studios.
put that. I just think
Maybe they'll make a
they'll
PG
just put Marvel.
Maybe
Deadpool
they'll do like the
Yeah.
Once Upon a Deadpool thing and make a PG-13 version.
No, they won't do that. Alrighty, next.
Boop. Okay, we have more delays. Everyone's favorite, a new staple.
Oh, you goofed it.
Shush. A new staple of the entertainment industry. Just
Things getting delayed.
copious
constantly.
amounts of delays constantly. So, we'll start here. So, Mission Impossible 7.
Why did you put them chronologically up?
Shut up.
Yeah,
Why did you do it that
I
way?
did it again.
You didn't even touch it and it still moved.
Okay, so Mission Impossible 7 was supposed to come out on May 27th. Okay, it moved back to September 30th. And then Top Gun, which was supposed to come out on November 19th, moved to May 27th to take Mission Impossible's old date.
How did you get the chronological order off that
That's
much?
what Sam said.
And then Sony, who is not Paramount, who owns Mission Impossible and Top Gun, saw the opening of November 19th and moved Ghostbusters, which was supposed to come out on November 12th, a week back to take the date for a pretty much
Why?
undiscernible reason. Because I guess
That's so dumb.
Because I guess all of COVID will be fixed in the week between November 12th and November
No,
19th.
COVID's just gonna be like, all right, guys, I'm not gonna be around this week. I'm gonna take a vacation.
Why didn't they
If you want to release a movie, here's
Ghostbusters
where
in
you go.
October? Near
They
Halloween.
because
That's what they wanted.
Well,
to do.
I think they wanted to do that originally because Venom kept getting pushed back. They want
Yeah.
space between that and Venom. Also, October is so crowded.
Yeah.
It's like blockbuster heavy. It's
Well, that
Venom.
would make so
It's
much
Venom,
more
Hotel
sense.
Transylvania, No Time to Die, Halloween Kills, Addams Family 2. It's like all of that in like 3 weeks apart. So
They
it's
could
a
at least
lot.
Release it closer. I mean, it doesn't want to make it. any sense.
I mean, judging by what this movie is, which is more Spielbergian, you can pretty much, and that's more closer to Thanksgiving and closer to the holidays. I think that's probably a better place for
Maybe
it.
they'll do it a Christmas thing instead of a Halloween
Well,
thing.
if you're not going to do Halloween, doing like a family Thanksgiving type deal is probably a good idea, especially since this movie's mostly about a family. So.
Sure. Okay. Next.
James Gunn. So if you're not familiar with the internet, how the internet works is there's just constant rumors going around that are totally untrue. And what kept happening is there'd be a rumor about whether James Gunn was doing this after the Suicide Squad, and then he'd just say, no, he isn't. Normally what happens is the internet goes, hey, he's doing this, and then it just sits around and no one says anything about it, whether or not it's true or not. People keep saying things, and then James Gunn will just be like, no, I'm not doing that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So he has confirmed that his next thing for DC will neither be a Gotham City Sirens movie or a solo Bloodsport project, which was the other rumor.
That'd be cool.
So the news today is that he's not doing a
He
thing.
is not doing a thing.
Cool. Breaking news. Thing not happening.
Why didn't they do a solo Bloodsport thing? That would have been way cooler than a Peacemaker thing. I mean, they're basically the same thing. Same person.
I don't know. Who cares? Next.
Boop, boop. Next time.
Why
Oh.
did you choose Comic Sans?
Yeah. we were saying that on the...
You're not even going to be able to see that. It's too thin of a font. Okay, anyways.
All right, Patrick, are you ready to talk about some things?
Oh, dang, we have
Yeah,
so
hopefully
much
all
stuff.
things I've seen.
You
All
haven't
right.
seen What If, right?
What about Bad Batch?
Did you
I
finish
saw
Bad
Bad
Batch
Batch.
at least? Okay.
Good.
All right, let's
We're
talk
going to
about-
spoil What If
um,
because it doesn't really matter.
We're going to
anyways.
spoil all of this. Spoilers for everything.
Okay, spoilers for Bad Batch Season 1, What If Episodes 1 through 4, Free Guy, Shang-Chi, and I think that's all the spoilers.
Actually,
So if you
We're gonna
haven't
be
seen
here all night.
if you haven't seen any of those things yet, spoilers.
Patrick,
I didn't see
it's
that.
only going to last till about 11.
Probably.
We should play Munchkin.
11 my
Don't.
time
Why
or
did you
11
Velcro it to the
your
thing?
time?
Don't do
Then it
that.
doesn't slip away.
No,
Why not?
that's what's making it fall off his shirt. Is that it's pulling on that.
Why
Just
did you
leave
do
it
that?
unvelcroed.
Why did you do that?
Because then it's not... being-
For the audio listeners, Max Velcroed the microphone to a different cable for some reason. Anyways,
No,
Wait, do we have 3 mics now?
We have 2
yes.
mics.
Well,
I guess including yours. Yes.
counting yours, we have 3.
I don't have a mic.
Are you using your mic right now?
Why don't we just all have headsets and then we can hear each other through the headsets, and then that way we can isolate Patrick's audio.
It's fine, Max. Don't worry about it. Also, we don't have that many things. Anyways,
The Bad Batch.
Bad Batch time.
What did you think of the season as a whole and the finale specifically?
As a whole, it is pretty much exactly what I thought was going to happen, where all the stuff that isn't Bad Batch related is infinitely more interesting than whatever they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and their chemistry sort of ran dry after 2 episodes. I do like the overall story. I like Crosshair's. I like the reveal with Crosshair at the end. I think that was a really powerful
That
moment.
was good.
Omega as a character is still entirely pointless. I don't know where they're going with her. I thought she was going to be like a force-sensitive thing,
I thought that's where
No,
they
she
were.
was useless the entire
but
show.
instead she just sort of was around.
I think
She
they
was
were
good
going.
at gambling.
I
If
think-
anything,
Poker.
she was a problem.
Yeah.
I hope. I
She's
hope.
basically just a nuisance. for
I
the
hope
entire
she
series.
is like Ahsoka, where in the first season she's annoying and pointless, but she gets better.
Mhm.
I'm hoping she gets better.
I don't know. So the thing with most Star Wars cartoons, judging by
They take
they
2 or 3
take a
seasons
while
to get going.
I think the biggest problem with Bad Batch season 1 was the weekly format. It did not serve that format
Should
well.
have released all
It
of
should
it.
have released all at once. It had nothing to hook you from week to week. It was a drag from about episode 1 to about episode
Episodes
13.
1 and 2,
Like-
you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what happens. Episodes 3 through until the finale,
yeah.
you're just like,
There was
well,
almost,
that sure is a thing, isn't it?
there was almost no story progression episode to episode.
Yeah.
It was
the
like
reason
lot
that-
of sto-
I thought it was, it's one of those shows that you just watch because it's like, oh, it's my weekly Star Wars
Yeah.
thing, but
Yeah.
it wasn't particularly memorable.
It has Rebels season 1 itis,
Yeah.
where every episode is, guys, we got to go here and do a thing.
Mhm.
Guys, we got to go to this place and do a thing.
and it's not going anywhere.
And it doesn't seem to be related to anything important.
The reason like the Marvel shows do so good in that weekly format is because there's a lot of stuff that like
They make you want to
get
come back.
really excited for. Like in WandaVision,
WandaVision lost me. Like,
Well, that's because the
But-
first 2
yeah.
episodes were boring.
but like WandaVision, I'd wait
WandaVision
every week
lost me.
because
Falcon and the Winter Soldier kind of lost me. The only one that was like, oh, this is really good was Loki.
Loki. But like with Bad Batch, it's these they're not as long episodes, and it's like they're just
Yeah,
kind
they're
of.
so short.
It's just like this one-off mission thing that they're doing, and it's
I
kinda,
think-
like not hook.
Kind of like you get to
Doesn't
the
hook
end
you.
and you're like, oh, that was it.
This is a bigger problem just sort of with entertainment media in general at the moment is if you want 10 to 20 minute content, you're going to go to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to sit down and watch something episodic, like a big story, that's when you'll go to the Disney Plus, the HBO Max, the
Yeah.
Netflix. That's when you'll go to these places. So when you make shows and you release them on streaming services and each episode is 15 to 20 minutes long, you feel like you've been sort of, skimped out because you're like, okay, well, this is basically like YouTube like I could have spent this much time watching a YouTube video and gotten the same amount out of it. Like, I think it just, if you're going to make it big, you got to actually make it big.
Yeah, again, I think the biggest problem with the season as a whole is that, and I didn't hate it as a whole. I thought it was fine.
No, it was good. I would recommend it.
I liked parts. I think the premiere and the finale are the two best episodes. I still think the premiere is the best one they did.
Definitely.
Easily, the premiere was the best ever.
The premiere was great because it was like an hour long.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I don't think it's just a length thing. I think it's a concept that I don't think they fleshed out properly, like in the creative studio before putting it on screen. I don't think they knew exactly what to do with the Bad Batch, and I think they were going back and forth. I don't think they knew if they were going to do it more as a serialized story or as an episodic thing. There was elements that were more serialized, elements that weren't, and I think they didn't have a proper grasp on the characters to have it entirely be episodic events.
It was just Clone Wars.
It was more Clone Wars, but like
with none of the characters we
I mean
liking.
Omega was the main focus, but her arc
she
really
didn't
didn't
do
go anywhere.
Yeah, Omega's the audience surrogate, but nothing happens. Yeah.
I mean, Hunter has a little bit of development, but he doesn't really change. He stays the same for the entire season until the finale.
None of the characters have any development at all.
Echo is
I guess
useless.
the most interesting thing that happened was Crosshair not.
Yeah.
killing.
Yeah, the only interesting thing is the lack of change in one of the characters. Like, Echo, number one, is a completely redundant character.
Yeah.
He is... Everything he can do, Tech can do faster and better, and always does.
He's like a droid.
He just sort of is around. He has the same power as R2-D2, where he can open doors sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is he was basically a droid.
Yeah, he has all the same powers as R2-D2.
He did about as much as the big trash can droid did.
He is as useful as what's the one from Rebels, the droid?
Chopper.
He is as useful as Chopper, and I say this only because R2-D2 can't carry guns, and Chopper does carry guns sometimes, because he is basically R2-D2 with a gun.
He wasn't. If you look at this as if they were the Rebels crew, he was the Chopper of the group.
Yeah. Record is sort of incapable of character development, so he's
just
big dumb man
dumb
smash
and
thing.
Yeah.
He's like
Crosshair, we barely even... He was in, like, maybe, 2 episodes?
3, maybe.
Yeah. So he didn't have a whole lot of screen time to begin with. Hunter, again...
When he was there, it was interesting.
Hunter didn't change at all. He just had all of his beliefs constantly validated, so there was no need for character growth there. And Tech is another one of those characters who's sort of incapable of development because he's just... I am the smart one. I know nerd thing. Calculations.
And the thing about that is, was this the best group of characters to base a TV show around?
No, I don't think...
Is there enough creative potential around this premise, especially in this time period where it's set to really develop an entire multi-season show around? And that's the big thing, is that it has been picked up for season 2.
The Bad Batch is just The Bad Batch is just an excuse to explore other things happening at the same time.
Yeah. They are the least interesting part of their own show.
Yeah, and the animation's great.
Animation is phenomenal.
The music is still great. The voice work from D. Bradley Baker is awesome. He does a great job.
He actually never misses. He
never misses. I think
Perry the Platypus, one of his greatest roles. That's a real thing. He did play Perry the Platypus. That's not important. Anyways.
Yeah, I think the main thing with me here is the direction of the overarching story arc, and also, if you're going to have it not be serialized, they need a better setup to do episodic stories.
Yeah.
Because most of the season was, Sid's got a mission for us.
Sid says, go here,
we
do
gotta
thing.
go do
Guess
it.
We'll
And
go
15
here, do
minutes
thing.
went by and we're back home.
I can help.
But Hunter, I can get lost or killed or captured or something. I can make the plot stretch out longer.
I'm weirdly the only one with an accent on the planet when no one has the accent the same as me.
that I grew up and spent my entire life on and didn't even know what dirt was.
And you would think that I'm a special character and I can do something different from all of you.
But no, I'm
I
just a
can't,
girl.
And I can't even really shoot a gun that well. So I'm basically a useless garbage can.
I think she'll get better. I think
Yeah.
she's just in that phase where she has no
Hopefully they do
real
something,
purpose.
I
like,
think-
force with her, like she's force sensitive.
I think so. If for my notes for season 2 is 1, better overarching plot line, and if you can't figure out how to make one that stretches 16 episodes, shorten that length. 8 episodes.
I want to see Boba Fett kill Cad Bane.
Yeah.
That should have been in this season. And
2.
I don't know why it wasn't.
I don't like that they did 16 weeks. Like, that's...
That was a long
lot.
time.
Yeah.
That was way, and I think it killed a lot of the conversation around the show.
Yeah.
Like, not that it'll ever reach the same audience that a Loki or a Falcon and the Winter Soldier will,
Or even a Clone Wars.
or
like,
even a Clone
yeah.
Wars will. But like, even the Clone Wars season 7 had 12 episodes,
Yeah.
and they were 4-episode arcs. So even if if no one talked about the second one, they would even come back for the third one.
Yeah.
And there was conversation about that. Like,
There was no reason to come back to this.
there was nothing to hook you.
There was
from
nothing
week
to bring
week.
you back.
If
yeah.
you wanted to, you could just not watch it for.
You
10
could watch the
weeks,
first episode and the last episode, and you'd be
and
all
you really
set.
didn't miss a whole lot.
Yeah.
I
So,
completely forgot about it up until this point when we started talking.
there are things I think they need to improve on. One, just you can fill so much time with individual character stories and arcs, and if they really want to fill the 16-episode, 22-minute thing, they gotta give these characters more depth, give them different things to do.
Yeah.
They don't all have to be doing the same thing at the same time. You can add more characters to the show that move in and out. But like,
Even in Clone Wars, we'd have episode like the main squad was Anakin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Captain Rex. That was the main.
Yeah.
That was the main squad. But we always had episodes where sometimes we'd see just one character go through something, or maybe 2 of them would team up for a specific thing. I don't think we ever really saw it. I mean, there was an episode where Omega sort of wanders off, but that's really all we get in terms of the group getting individual characters.
There was
Where she was good at poker.
I mean, Hera got more character
Yeah.
development in this. Than
And
the
I
Bad
do
Batch
think
did.
I do
And she
think
was in
lore
3
wise,
episodes.
I 100% Omega's force sensitive
Yeah.
because
There's no other reason.
anytime a character in Star Wars is young, inexperienced, and good at poker, they are force sensitive. Every single time. That's Darth Bane. That's how Darth Bane found out he was force sensitive.
Is she good with like droids or something?
Yeah, remember she fixes the Cad Bane's like sped droid.
Force sensitive.
Everything.
Yeah, she's force sensitive.
I think what happened here was they had an idea that was about 1 season in length, and Lucasfilm stepped in and went, "Can we stretch it out to 2 seasons?"
They should have just done.
There
8
was an idea
They
to
should've
bring
done-
together a group of slightly different clones.
With skills pretty much.
With skills specialized in one specific category that any normal clone would be good at all
After
of
about
them.
3 hours of
After
training.
about-
There was an idea to bring together a group of people that is kind of cool, but we didn't think past an hour-long episode
Yeah.
after that, and now the story is really dragged out, and we have no idea.
Because what I think should have happened here is when they were making Clone Wars, like, you should have just had every now and then there was a Bad Batch arc. Like, the fact that we had one arc in season 7 that was shoehorned into that season, and they get the spin-off show is kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
It should have been a Rex
It
show.
could have been worse. We could have got those sisters could have become a show.
Yeah, whatever Captain Rex is doing seems
far
way
more
cooler
interesting.
than whatever they're doing. He shows up with his freaking cool cloak, and he's like, "I'm the cool guy here. I run this bar, or whatever I'm doing.
Forming a rebellion.
Oh, I'm putting a crew together."
Yeah.
Whatever he's doing seems way cooler.
And like, I felt like they were going to have them join the rebellion during the season, because all the time.
That's obviously what's going to happen.
That's what they're going to do with season 2.
Yeah.
But all the time a character would show up and be like, "Hey, there's this rebellion going on. You want to fight the Empire?"
Yeah,
And they-
Saw Gerrera's like, "Hey guys, you want to blow some dudes up?" And they're like, "Nah."
And Hunter's like, "Well, I got to look out for my crew. Sorry."
Saw Gerrera's like, "Hey, this is a Star Wars spinoff, which means I'm here. All right, I'll see you later."
Hey, I'm Saw Gerrera again. Let's do this.
I'm a one-off.
Still a terrorist. Just
Hell yeah.
think I'd remind you.
I'm a one-off character from the Clone Wars arc. Somehow made a way into all
Sometimes
these
I've been in
things.
literally everything.
I'm still here. They don't know what to do with me.
I still got asthma. All right,
We
next
should
thing.
have done 8 episodes, 40 minutes long. I think that would have been
I think that would have served it better. But anyways, what's next?
What if?
Let's move on. What if? We got episodes 1 through 4. All right.
Let's go episode by episode. We'll go quick.
Episode 1.
Captain America.
It was fine.
Captain America is Peggy Carter.
It was it was fine. I'd say it's like 5 out of 10. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't super great.
No.
It wasn't a great opening.
I think it was, because it was the simplest possible explanation. It was the simplest premise they had out of the group.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it was the easiest. Like, you see that episode, you get what the show is.
Yeah.
You get the whole idea. I think the problem with it is it's literally just Captain America.
It's very simple.
It's just like it's like a condensed summary of the first Avenger.
Yeah, it's just the first movie, but like speed
Sure.
run
It's
with a
just
different
like
character.
watching
Because
an
like
animated version of
Peggy Carter is not a different enough character that if
Yeah,
you
they're
give her
the
that
same
role,
person,
it's
basically.
not
Yeah.
drastically different. And like giving Steve Rogers a big Iron Man suit,
I think that was kind of cool. But
that was neat, but they didn't really do much with it.
yeah, and they didn't have the time to do that.
Yeah.
The second episode I think is the worst out of the 4 because they just missed out on. They bring up a lot of interesting ideas. They explore none of them.
Mm-hmm.
The premise doesn't even really make a whole lot of sense. So Patrick, since you didn't see it, in this one, T'Challa, Black Panther, becomes Star-Lord instead of Peter Quill.
Right.
And basically, he is able to talk no jutsu Thanos into becoming a good guy, which we don't see on screen. That's just a one-off joke at a bar. The Collector somehow managed to kill Thor, Captain America, Hela, the goddess of death. Spider-Man, as well as various other characters that we don't know. Again, none of which we see. This is just a thing that's in the background.
Or Hela. That makes no
Yeah.
sense.
And basically the universe, as far as all of the Ravagers have become sort of Robin Hood style, steal from the rich, give to the poor characters. And that was their reasoning for why Thanos decided not to kill everyone, is because he was like, oh, well, I'll just redistribute it this way instead of killing everyone.
Which makes Thanos a total moron.
Which makes Thanos abysmally stupid. Like IQ of 7, if that's really the reasoning behind that. Wait a minute, you mean I can just do socialism and that works better than genocide? Like, that is the most... that is such a stupid reason for that to be how it is. And I feel like if that was how they were going to do this, that's the story. And so the main story is the Collector is sort of trying to go after the Infinity Stones, and they have to stop him. That's the main story of the episode. It would have been infinitely more interesting to see T'Challa have to convince Thanos not to kill everyone.
That was the interesting
That would have been
part.
so much more of an interesting story than what we got.
Yeah.
But instead they were just like, wouldn't it be funny if Thanos nice? And
I think
it
that
didn't
was a
really
funny
work.
bit they came up with in the writer's room, and then they just ran with it.
Yeah.
Very funny.
There was a lot of missed opportunity with that episode.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought Chadwick Boseman was great.
He was a great voice actor.
He's a great voice actor,
Yeah.
especially compared to episode 1, which we didn't talk about, which is they get a lot
Yeah,
of
the voice acting in episode 1
They get a lot
isn't the best.
of the movie cast members back to do the voice work for their characters, and none of them are all too good at it.
Steve Rogers was good, but that's because he was like an
That was because it wasn't.
yeah,
Chris
he was like an
Evans.
actual
It's a
like
professional
anime
voice.
voice actor.
Yeah, and then
Chris Evans was an anime?
No, the guy
Or
who
did they get
played.
him- Oh,
Yeah,
you were really stupid.
pay attention. Keep up. Okay. The third episode. Well, the third episode was really cool conceptually. That their excuse for it at the end is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But conceptually, it is really cool. So in the third episode, Patrick, again, since I know you don't know, in this episode, as Nick Fury is assembling the Avengers, someone is killing them off one by one. Everyone that Nick Fury had in his files as part of the Avengers Initiative is basically getting murked. So we see Thor gets killed before he can get Mjolnir. So while he's still like a mortal person, he gets shot by Hawkeye. Hulk gets killed. Hulk dies. He explodes. I'll explain in a minute. Black Widow gets exploded. All the main Avengers die in this episode. Iron Man is killed. All the main Avengers die. And the reasoning for it is Hank Pym is evil in this universe because Janet Van Dyne went to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. and died trying to find her mom. And then that sort of drove Hank Pym crazy because he feels like S.H.I.E.L.D. killed his wife and his daughter, which in this universe they kind of did. And that makes him want to take vengeance on Nick Fury by killing off him and the members of the Avengers Initiative. And that's why he was able to kill Hulk. He put like Pym particles in him and it made his insides explode. But it was cool. The idea was cooler than the execution, though.
I think the problem with it was it's not a good what if concept.
It's too much.
It's too much, and I think it's like it's not as simple as
it's too big of an idea.
Yeah, what if it's like one of the titles is really long, which shows you that it's not. It felt like they were like, what if we did an Avengers murder mystery, and then they couldn't really figure out how to work it into the concept well. I think it's fine. I think the problem is the problem of the episode is the problem I have with a lot of murder mystery stuff in general, which is it's not fun. What?
No, ours is perfect.
Yeah,
No,
ours is
the
wonderful.
only good one.
Ours is the only good murder mystery
It's
ever
my
made.
problem with a lot of murder
Well,
mystery
actually,
stuff, which is it's not as fun if the movie doesn't give you the clues for you to solve it yourself along with the characters in the piece of media. I think the TV show it does what a lot of lazy mysteries do, which is just hold information from you to make you think there's a mystery, and then just throw it all at you at the end and go, "You didn't see this coming." It's like,
it's like, well,
I
didn't
know any
tell me any of that. Yeah.
So that's my biggest problem with it is like, oh, Hope Van Dyne was a member of S.H.I.E.L.D.
If you can't solve the mystery yourself before the conclusion, it's not a good murder mystery.
Yes, and that's exactly what it does. In terms of the voice cast,
it was good. It was great.
Samuel L. Jackson, of course, came back. He is great because he's Samuel L. Jackson. The person they got to do a Scarlett Johansson impression was Lake Bell, who's Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
She was good.
She did a pretty good job. They got Michael Douglas back to do it, which I thought was pretty cool. They got him to come back. But other than that, like, it's not anything astounding. And I think what we should talk about, which we didn't talk about with the other two, is the animation here. It's real pretty nice.
It's really good sometimes and really, 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 really bad other times. Every once in a while, it'll look magnificent, it'll look incredible, and then sometimes it'll look like a screenshot from Food Fight.
Yeah.
Like it changes very drastically.
It's pretty stylized in terms of like the way they design a lot of the characters.
Lighting and the character design.
Yeah. It's very smooth. It's very smooth.
It looks like
almost
cell shaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we move on to episode 4, which is my favorite episode of all.
Easily the best so far.
Easily the best one. This Doctor Strange.
We're about to get into it. So this one is kind of spoiler because
Patrick's
I
taking
feel
a
like
nap.
Patrick, you up?
I'm sorry, but is it okay to watch the episodes out of order? Like,
oh yeah, they're not related to each
It's
other.
an anthology show, basically. You can just watch.
So I could just watch episode 4.
Yeah. I would highly recommend it. So I mean, this isn't really.
I have one big problem with the episode.
Yeah. So before we get into that, let me summarize real quick.
It's not a big problem.
In this one, Doctor Strange, instead of crashing and losing use of his hands, his girlfriend is in the car with him. He crashes and she dies. Her death drives him to search for a way to bring her back through the mystic arts. Obviously, he fails, and that's sort of the inciting incident for this. So in this one, he sort of goes mad trying to bring her back. And the Ancient One splits him into two versions of himself. One who's mad trying to bring her back, and one who's able to accept her death and move on.
Which I thought was kind of a cop-out.
Which is a cop-out, but it was fun.
I think the pitch was, we want evil Doctor Strange to fight normal Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But Marvel stepped in and went, well, we don't want to cross over with the movies yet.
Yeah.
So can you make it a different version of normal Doctor Strange?
Yeah. Which was kind of weird, but that didn't hold it back too much. But so one version of Doctor Strange essentially starts, he holes himself up in this temple for like thousands of years, killing off different magical entities and absorbing their power in order to reverse what is called an absolute point in time and bring her back.
Which is a concept I'm sure they'll never ever explain properly or bring back.
Basically, it's just a point in time that no matter what cannot be changed.
Yeah, because it's so important to a series of events.
But there's rumors that you can change it if you have immense power. So that's what he's trying to do. And needless to say, the regular version of Doctor Strange, not the one from the movies, a different regular version of Doctor Strange, gets wind of this from a celestial projection of the Ancient One. And then they go fight. Regular Doctor Strange actually loses and is killed by evil Doctor Strange, who succeeds in reversing the absolute point in time. But when you do that, it sort of breaks reality. all of reality is consumed into
He
darkness
destroys
and
an
goes
entire
away.
dimension.
And he is stuck, holed up in this little bubble at the center of nothing for eternity, mourning the death of his girlfriend and the rest of the universe.
And the Watcher's like,
And the Watcher's just like, this is what you get for screwing with the reality.
Are we still recording?
Speaking of, the whole point is that the Watcher cannot and will not interfere.
Yeah, because once evil Doctor Strange got powerful enough, he sort of was able to sense that the Watcher was there. And then at the very end of the episode, he calls out, he's like, you can stop this, you have the power to stop this, please help.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I cannot interfere, you know this, you've studied me.
So there's 9 episodes in the season. How long before the Watcher interferes?
I don't think he'll interfere.
I think he will.
I think
Won't do that.
He's
yeah.
gonna do it at some point.
I think a different one of the Marvel.
He interferes in the comic books. He's gonna interfere.
I think a
He
different.
wouldn't say, "I will not interfere" if he's not gonna do it,
Okay, but like, why would he interfere?
because it's gonna be so bad. He's got to step in.
What's worse than what happened in that one?
Multiple universes exploding?
Okay, but that happens infinitely all the time, always, because every possible reality is true now.
He's gonna step in at some point.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I want to see.
I give it 2 episodes. 2 more episodes.
2 more episodes.
And he'll interfere.
Alrighty.
Also Benedict. Okay, so here's my problem with it. My only problem with it is that the character of Christine is not developed enough in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
1
For us to really
for
understand
us to
why
really
he would do
understand
this.
or care in the second one. I mean, in the
If she
episode.
got more screen time in the first Doctor Strange, or maybe if Doctor Strange 2 had come out
before this,
and we sort of saw more of them together,
yeah,
we would understand more. But since she literally only has, I think, 2 scenes with him in the first movie,
and
Yeah,
that's not really a flaw of the episode.
it's not the episode's fault.
That's not the episode's
But it does hold it back a lot. It makes it really hard to.
It makes us not care about the character, which makes it less emotionally impactful.
Yeah, it makes us care less about why Doctor Strange is
doing what he's doing.
trying so hard to
Yeah,
bring her
we
back.
can't relate as hard.
We
to him.
barely even know who she
And
is.
again, speaking of voice acting, that Benedict Cumberbatch,
He was good.
Great.
He was very good.
He's a very good voice actor.
The girl,
Rachel McAdams?
Sure, she was
McIntyre.
fine. She wasn't great, but she was fine.
She's okay.
The ancient one, I think, was the most jarring.
Yeah.
But even that, it wasn't the voice, it was the animation. Something was up with the ancient one's animation. She just did not look. She looked like a Sims character.
Yeah. But I think Doctor Strange is the only kind of cast they got all of them back.
Yeah.
They got her. They got.
But
him.
overall, easily the best one so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was Wong in it?
He
Wong
is in 2
was
scenes.
in it for like 2 seconds. He
Wong
was
is
like,
best.
More
Wong.
Wong.
Strange, stop! You're
Give
going
him
to
a
go crazy.
spin-off show.
Seriously.
He should be in the Jimmy Woo show.
That would be pretty
Yes,
fun.
Wong and Jimmy Woo.
Wong and Jimmy Woo teaming up, going around the MCU solving mysteries.
That's a great
I
idea.
want it. I want it. Give it to me.
All right. We'll write it, Marvel.
We'll even write it for you.
I think we should take 5
Why?
because I wanted to go get water. Or something.
Okay, so
No,
go get
let's
water.
just get this done.
Yeah. All right. Free Guy. Patrick, did you see Free Guy?
Did not see Free Guy.
Okay, I recommend it. It's good.
It's okay.
Watch,
What'd you say?
can I watch it online?
No.
No, it's only in theaters.
Piracy is bad. Don't pirate things.
Definitely.
We definitely
No
don't
way
do
would
that.
anyone do that. Patrick, it's good. So basically, the premise is a character who is the polar opposite of Deadpool. Lives in GTA land. He's an NPC.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of starts to become self-aware because he comes across this girl that he falls in love with, and that sort of causes him to break from his program, and he becomes self-aware and sort of goes and tries to become a good guy. That's his shtick. I can't really go into it much more than that. The premise isn't super deep.
Yeah.
I also don't want to spoil it because there's some explaining why he becomes self-aware is a spoiler. So I just
Yeah.
I guess we did say spoilers.
I don't know.
I actually want to watch this.
Yeah.
All right, I won't spoil.
I won't
this
spoil
one.
this one because I think people should see.
I think it's worth seeing.
Yeah, I think it's fun time in theater. I didn't love it as much as a lot of people did. I don't think the first third. Is
Yeah,
real
it's a little
strong.
slow at the beginning, but I think it's funny.
I think
liked
it's a fun time. Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
And it
for
came out
fans.
so long ago that I've seen it twice since.
Yeah, I've seen it
release.
twice also. All right, let's move on to Shang-Chi. That's the big one.
This is the one you want to hear about, Mr. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, as
And the
he
legend.
pronounces it in the movie.
And the legend of the 10 rings. Not 9, but 10.
If you think it's 9, you're stupid because it says 10 right there, and he has 10 of them. So
Yes.
count, idiot.
The villain was the Mandarin. but-
No, his name is something else.
It's a Winwu.
Winwu, not the Mandarin.
Yeah, but he says that the Americans call him the Mandarin.
No, he said that the Americans co-opted the 10
Ring.
rings and then made up the Mandarin.
Pay attention, Patrick.
Come on, Patrick. Were you in the bathroom during that scene?
One time.
Yeah, also he only says it once. And he only says his actual name also once. So it's kind of hard to remember.
Yeah,
But-
He's just the dad.
Yeah, he's just
everyone's calling him
Shang-Chi's
Dad.
But overall, I think this is one of the...
They should have used his comic book name.
Who
No.
was your favorite character in the movie?
The main one? There's
What-
like 5 characters in this
is it-
movie.
Can I pick Wong?
Wong always
Oh, you
wins.
can't pick one.
Oh, can I pick the Abomination? He's in one scene.
What about the court jester guy in Morris?
Bro,
I
Morris
do.
easily top best
Did you guys
character.
already finish Shang-Chi?
Let's get real. We all know Morris.
I actually like
Morris solos
he was
every
really
verse.
cool.
Yeah, Morris solos every verse. Goku cannot beat Morris.
Morris beats.
I thought
I'm
Morris.
I'm
I thought
glad they're keeping Katie around for Doctor Strange.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
Aquafina character.
I forget.
Who I like how Aquafina just plays Aquafina.
She
and
just
everything.
she just plays Aquafina. I don't even know why they
learns
bothered.
how to shoot a bow, one
So-
hand, and just,
okay.
master.
So what would you recommend this movie to see in the theater?
Which one's Aquafina?
Katie, the girlfriend.
Katie, that character was great.
The not girlfriend, Sam.
Right, the maybe girlfriend.
Come on.
The
By the end of the movie,
the we've been
yeah.
friends for 10 years character.
Oh my god.
Because she explicitly says that they've been best friends for 10 years. That was my favorite line in the movie.
Wasn't it 8 years?
Nope, it was 10.
Okay.
So-
yeah.
My general thoughts on this movie is it's pretty good.
It looks awesome. All Marvel.
I think the direction on this is especially good.
I think the directing is good, except for the first third. I don't know what was going on in the first third,
Yeah.
but it was very much like middle school play energy. The characters didn't have a
It
whole lot
was
of.
shot really well.
It was shot really well, but you could tell from looking at the screen there was a lot of awkwardness between the characters. I don't know, something was off in the first third, especially there's this scene where they're walking down an alleyway and just the whole scene feels really forced.
Yeah.
But I mean, after the first third, I'd say after the part on the bus, the movie really picks up.
Yeah.
But before that, it's kind of awkward.
I think I think this is one of the better MCU movies from a technical standpoint in terms of like the acting, the cinematography, the music especially is a lot. It's
Yeah.
very good in this.
And I think this is also one of the most original Marvel movies,
Yes,
just because they basically had to completely rework not only Shang-Chi as a character, but his backstory and the Ten Rings
Yeah.
and what they represent.
I was thinking about it for like a day after it came out, and I think the reason I kind of felt kind of iffy on it, I wasn't sure how I felt coming out of the theater, is that it's not what I expected at all.
Yeah.
Because it's not really a Marvel movie. Like, it's not what your preconceived notions of a... Not that it's like...
There's a lot of creativity.
Not that
also,
it's like
yeah.
like the greatest comic book movie ever made, but like...
It feels different. It's a lot more
It
original.
feels very different in terms of like... At the end, Shang-Chi isn't in New York City, and he's not wearing a spandex outfit with his name on the front, and
Yeah.
he's not flying around punching aliens.
Yeah.
Like, he is flying... He's jumping around.
His powers
Except
are... Sorry,
It's
wait,
weird that it had no like.
you cut out.
We lost you, Patrick.
We lost you, Grimes.
Oh, there it goes. We see you now.
What were you saying?
You said it's not what?
I don't even remember.
You said his suit wasn't something?
Oh, his suit. Oh no, it looks cool.
Oh, yeah, it does look cool. I like his suit.
It was a gift from his mom.
Yeah,
Kinda.
sort of. Definitely.
I think it was in the bathroom for that part.
I wish that they did, like, I wish that they got to the mom's village earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
So that they could connect more to the mom's past. And that,
So much of the movie is very, very, very heavily reliant on the death of his mother, and they bring it up
Yeah.
constantly, and you really don't... And obviously this was on purpose. They wanted to
Mm-hmm.
save it. But I feel like since it was such a heavy part of the plot, I think it needed to come up a little bit earlier.
I think
Because,
they...
like,
there's
Yeah,
so
it comes up really late.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie.
Because honestly, by the point it comes up, I thought that they just weren't going to get into it. I thought they were going to save it for a sequel.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to just sort of skip over it and just be like, she's dead, you don't need to worry about it. But actually, you do need to worry about it. It's very important, and they don't bring it up until the very
which
end.
speaks to my larger issue with the movie as a whole.
No, and
Go,
it
Patrick.
all hinges on finding that court jester in the jail with Morris, and then Morris leading them out.
Yeah, the whole movie hinges on Morris.
Guys, Morris, I'm telling you, he solos, bro. He's the best.
Anyway, back to
Yeah,
You
to
know,
Ethan.
like the Lego sets when we're like, Morris, what the heck is Morris?
Yeah, I used to go in the Lego store and make fun of Morris because like, what on earth what is this faceless bird
No,
thing?
The dumb thing about the Lego sets is that the wings aren't colored, so it's just this. Big
Yeah, it's just a gray. It's a
tan blob.
solid gray blob with no
'Cause then
face.
and it doesn't have fur texture. or
Yeah.
anything.
Anyways,
It's just-
what were you saying, Tucker?
Which speaks to my problem with the movie as a whole is because a lot of this is new ideas. Shang-Chi is like, if you took the original comic book Shang-Chi and this movie, they're barely the same thing at all.
Yeah.
So much of this is completely new. I think they went a little bit overboard in implementing a lot of their own lore. Not that it's bad.
I think they kind of had to though. I think that was sort of necessary.
My problem with it is they're still dropping large chunks of exposition towards the end of the second act.
Even the very last scene of the movie is exposition.
More exposition,
Yeah.
and I think that was a really
They could have
clumsy
found
idea
a way to integrate it a
from
little
a
bit
script
better.
standpoint. In that they did not need the big flying monsters at the end to shoot at.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching.
Those were
Godzilla
not
for a minute.
necessary. It was
I
too
got
much.
like Mad Ray and the Last Dragon vibes.
It was very much that sort of we can't commit to one sort of Asian culture, so we got to sort of blend,
We gotta
them,
blend them all together
Which
to appeal to the
I
maximum.
call
group.
that Avatar mode, where it's just
Speaking
all of
of-
them. It's all of them.
The part of this movie that is very like fantastical
The fantasy setting.
is very well directed.
It looks really. I really like the look of that
This
one.
guy, if they're gonna do a live action Avatar or a live action Dragon Ball or something, I think they should get this guy to do it.
The animals all look very. They look
Avatar-esque,
both native.
yeah.
They look very much like they're from the Avatar world.
Yeah.
But they also look like they're native
Guys,
to this
did
world.
you
They look
catch
like they belong there.
Did you guys catch the BMW product placement?
Oh my God, Patrick!
Patrick, what are you talking about? What are you?
It
There was
was
BMWs in that
every scene.
movie.
All the
Crazy.
Cool, all like the cool cars were the view. Like
Yeah.
it was.
It was a little. There's always whatever car the Marvel movie has. It's always in there way too much.
Yeah.
I wish there was more build up or more of him like training to use his mom's like ring like.
I don't think he
ability.
uses his mom's kung fu at all.
No, because at
Other
the end when
than-
he's fighting
At the
his
very
dad,
end.
when he harnesses the power.
He
the
uses
rings
it
and
to
he, like,
take the
spins them
rings away.
around.
Yeah, he.
Like, the only real like build up to that was him and his aunt doing the one.
No, the
fight.
whole movie was him learning to accept himself. I mean, that was his whole character journey. Is he's throughout the movie he's learning more and more to accept all the parts of himself, and then the conclusion to that is him being able to
And then,
control the rings.
and that he killed that guy.
Yeah, and that he killed that guy.
Murderer. And Katie was like unfazed by the fact that that he lied and he was actually a murderer.
Well, because the way that scene is framed, you feel sympathy for him, and I think it would be jarring to the audience to have Katie sort of lash
be
out
fair-
in that scene. Also,
I know,
she
but then, like,
shoots up a bunch of people.
he's
Also,
like,
so.
yeah, and I'm gonna go murder my dad.
Everyone in Marvel's a
And she's
murderer.
like,
Yeah.
oh.
Iron Man's killing people left and right. Captain America's kicking a guy off a boat. I mean, everyone's killing in
Yeah,
Marvel.
but this
Also-
guy's so innocent looking.
Also, why did they have what's the name of the blue dude? One of
The Death Dealer.
Death Dealer. Why did they have him in the movie?
They just need every big villain needs a right hand man.
They
He's just
should've
the right
just-
hand man character.
No, but the problem
I
is
thought
that they
Razor Fist
literally
was the
didn't
right-hand
talk
man.
about it.
No,
at
Razor
all.
Fist was just a comedic relief guy,
Get it? The
Death
joke was
Dealer-
that his hand is a big machete.
and he
razor.
has Razor Fist on
Did
his
they,
car.
They didn't even say Death Dealer's name in the movie, did they?
No, they
the
didn't.
time.
That's only in the
Like,
marketing.
that's why I'm saying, like, why did they have him in the movie if they're not going to explain
'Cause he
his
looks
character
I think he's
at all?
fine. No, he was fine.
He's a cool
That's not
character,
what
but-
makes a character pointless, Max. You're looking
No,
at details
but-
that don't matter.
Like, he's a cool character, but they didn't even say his name. They should have
So,
said his name.
a character, you don't have to say a character's name to make them important.
Oh my God, Max.
He's just an agent of the. He's just an agent of the will of the
I think it's.
the not the Mandarin character.
Let's talk about some post-credit scenes here. We got two.
Yeah.
First one. He's talking, Mr. Okay, Shang-Chi and Wong and Captain Marvel and a non-Professor Hulk Bruce Banner,
Which is important.
are talking, and they're talking about the origin of the Ten Rings and how they're how no one really knows where they've come from.
Yeah, we know that the sorcerers have never seen them or anything like them. They're made of a material that doesn't register on anything they've ever seen. It's not vibranium. They can't confirm whether or not it is of spatial origin.
Because of Captain Marvel, who's their space expert,
Yeah.
who has now changed her hair again.
She just is really
They
indecisive
do
about that.
not know.
Always in for 5 seconds and then leaving.
What?
What'd you say?
Always like, hi, I'm here, and then, oh, bye.
Oh, I got a thing, gotta go.
I'm too busy for you right now.
Yeah.
I get it. Good.
But yeah, I think the rings, if they weren't gonna do them the way they did in the comics, this was the best way to do it. I like the way that their powers work a lot.
Yeah.
I am still a little confused on the whole immortality thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what
Do
that's about.
the rings make you live forever? Does he just live forever and he has the rings? That's sort of a little unclear.
They said
The
when he
rings
took him
make you
off.
live forever because remember.
Oh yeah,
he
because when he
said-
took them off, he started aging
No,
again.
Yeah.
he took off the rings because his wife was someone that he was willing to grow old for.
Yeah. So I guess the
So
ring.
the
So I
ring
guess
gives you
Shang-Chi's
power.
just gonna be
Yeah, that's what I was
old,
thinking at the end
young
of the
forever
movie.
now.
It's gonna be
I was
immortal.
thinking like, yeah, isn't he gonna be immortal unless he just takes them off?
No, they'll just have it so that he just doesn't wear them all the time. That'll be
Yeah.
his excuse for
That's what I
why
thought he
10 years later, when he's still in movies, he looks slightly older.
They'll
And
just digitally DHC movie.
Do
every
you
single
think
movie.
they're going to do the actual origin of the Ten Rings from the comics of the movie?
I don't
They're gonna
know.
have to
I don't
change
either.
it.
I'm tired of it's from space.
I mean-
that's a really lame excuse.
It's
I
from
really hope they
space.
don't keep
It's
it
from
with
the
Infinity
planet
Stones or
where
something.
Fing Fang Foom is from.
big
Yeah.
I
The
thought they
big
were from,
green
like, a
dragon
different
man.
dimension.
Sorry, what?
I thought they were from like a different dimension.
No,
We don't know.
And well, we don't know in the movie, but in the comics, they're from outer space.
I think.
Everything is from outer space in the freaking Marvel universe.
No, see, I was going to say maybe they're of Asgardian origin, but we have nothing to support that. If they said it's not from any material they've seen before, they would have recognized it from Thor's hammer if
Yeah.
that was the case.
Yeah.
And how would they get them from Asgard?
Well, that's not important, but I mean, they would go into that if that was going to be
Yeah.
the way it was. But
I do wish that they explained the actual way they use the rings more.
I mean,
because really the
no.
only thing they
Okay,
explain
Max,
about
look.
them is that they give them-
there's two ways you can do a story. You can show or you can tell. In this one, showing is always better. In this one, they show you what the powers are and they show you how it works. Telling you how the powers are and telling you how the powers work is always lamer. Always.
Also, it's easier if on set they're just like, oh, just do whatever,
Just go like this.
and we'll put it in post.
Well, like when they were explaining it at the beginning, when he's riding the horse and beating up the dudes, they could have been like, he used the rings.
But we can see him using the rings. We know what they're used for because we see him doing
I know, but they're really.
Max
only-
makes
only-
bad points.
it.
You just never let me fully explain what I'm saying.
Okay, then explain
Because
it.
you
What
can't.
what you're
I'm
saying
saying-
sounds
What
like
Patrick
bad.
saying is
Patrick
that the
says
only
he
thing they
can't.
show him doing is just stretching out and like wrapping them around people.
So
But
we
they
see
say
him
it's
do
like-
other things with it throughout the course of the movie. You understand how they work from that.
They
You're,
can shoot.
you're like, okay, he can make a
lasers.
whip out of them. He can control them individually, and they bind together with some sort of energy. That's what it does, and you can see that, and that's made very clear, and, it should be
And
obvious to anyone
depending
who's
on who
watching.
you are, they change color,
Yeah,
which I don't know why that happens. I mean, I know
I think
why it
it's. I
happens.
think if one of the
because when they're
Because
fighting
they
at
were
the
fighting against
yeah,
each other,
and you need to
see
tell
the
them
difference.
apart.
Yeah. I think lore wise they're gonna do it so like if you're a descendant of whatever the magic
they
dimension
just won't
is,
explain it.
you get
Great
goldenness or whatever.
Defender.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, Shang-Chi, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up for sure, definitely. I say it's a good,
really good.
solid movie.
Good. I give it a thumbs up. Go see it.
It's a very nice, very good. 2 thumbs up.
All right. The next segment of the show. Rumor time.
We got rumors.
Slides are on this docket.
At, I think 72.
There's one more
That's not a
that
joke.
I-
I'm pretty sure
It
there are
says 60.
70.
We're on 67 right now. Okay. Oh, we moved weekly Fortnite news to the end, so I guess we did have weekly Fortnite
No, I
news.
added it on.
Oh, Max added
Yes.
it. All right. Okay, this one's actually been confirmed. Not this one, but this one has.
No, it hasn't. Not
Yeah,
yet.
it has.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, it has.
No, it
I'm gonna
hasn't.
agree with Sam.
So
Tucker.
there was rumors that a live-action Superboy and Red Hood series were in the works at Warner Brothers. I'm like 90% sure that the Red Hood one has been since confirmed. Superboy, I have not heard anything about, but I would not be surprised.
Okay, it's still a rumor because the site that says it's confirmed is We Got This Covered.
That's a good point. I'm going to stick with it's probably going to happen, though, because why wouldn't it happen?
So, Patrick has not seen Titans, nor does he care. But
Nor does anyone else.
And I'm not going to explain what, how, or why Red Hood is doing what he's doing in the show because Titans is bad, and I don't want to.
I don't think they've said it would be a Titans thing. I think they just said.
But it
Red
absolutely
Hood.
would. It would definitely be if it is going to be a thing.
Red Hood's a cool character. I don't
Superboy
like
is
that.
not complex enough to get his own show, and I don't know why you would bother. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah,
Superboy is just diet Superman.
I think
and
both of
he's
these are.
He is so much better developed, so much better done. Just watch Young Justice, guys. Stop watching Titans. It's bad. Enough. Watch Young Justice. It's better. It's everything Titans is, but good. Just watch it, except for the season 3, it's weird. But outside of that, it's good.
I don't think they're watching either of them. Titans is really bad. No one watches it.
A lot of people watch it. It's very popular.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like fairly big as far as streaming is going
Okay,
right now.
here's my thoughts on this. If the Superboy one happens, I'll probably watch it like a month after it comes out because I don't care that much. If the Red one happens, I'll probably watch it and then hate it because I'll probably screw it up. All right, moving
Yep,
on.
all right.
Don't connect Red Hood to
Marvel developing live-action Halloween special regarding is it a werewolf?
It's Werewolf by Night.
Cool.
Is that a character?
Yes.
That's just a normal
Sounds more like a
werewolf, though.
situation than
Sam,
a
we
character.
keep having more and more rumors about what's going on with Werewolf by Night, and it's probably this one.
What
They're
is-
doing the Guardians
So
holiday
Michael
special.
Jackson's Thriller music video is getting a Marvel adaptation.
Werewolf by Night is just how a normal.
Oh, he's
werewolf
just a
works.
normal werewolf.
Is that yeah?
It's just-
The-
So much the
that would be like going farmer by day.
Guys, just so you know, he's called that because they could trademark that. They couldn't just trademark werewolf.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm making a new series, Office Job Worker by Day, 9 to 5 jobs. Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I could see this happening, and apparently they're looking for a male actor in the mid-30s to male Latino actor in mid-30s to cast as Werewolf by Night.
I was
All
gonna
right.
say Timothy Chalamet, but if it has
No.
to be Latino, then no.
All right.
Here's another rumor for you. I know you love the rumors, Patrick. Maybe
one on
you'll
here?
care about this one. Did I put this one on?
Yeah, you
I
did.
did.
Yeah, I did.
You like Star Wars, Patrick?
You like jazz,
Do you like Finn?
but do you like jazz? That's important. Never mind.
Do you like Finn? You like
Do you
Finn
like
from Star Wars? Would you
being-
like to see a Disney Plus show about Finn?
Would you like to see him get more development than just screaming the word Ray for 2 hours at a time?
Yes.
Well, if this is true, you'll get that.
Cool, because I don't think he's done
I'm
anything
so
since then.
excited to explore the sequel era a little bit.
I think he was in 21 Bridges, and that's it.
Now,
No,
you're
he
thinking of
wasn't.
Chadwick Boseman.
I thought he was in it too, though.
No, he isn't.
Oh, I thought they were
He
both
was
in it.
in the series.
No, I thought they were
Small
like
Axe.
friends or something. Whatever, it's not
Who
important.
plays
He was
Finn?
in that Spielberg movie, right?
What's the name of that actor?
John Boyega.
I know he's been in. He was in one thing. He was in some movie. I know I saw a trailer for him at some point for a movie I didn't see, but I know I saw it.
Let's see, what is he?
He was in
He's in-
Pacific Rim Uprising.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
that's
thinking
what it
of.
is.
That's
That's what it
there it is. I didn't see it, but I remember him being in the trailers.
Yeah, Pacific Rim. Yeah, that's basically all the other things he does.
Because I also remember I saw the interview where he was talking about how his dad thought that Star Wars was lame and didn't really understand his career until he was in
He was
Pacific
also,
Rim.
He was also in Attack the Block, which no one knows about. I don't even. know
That's
what
see,
that
that's
is.
the one I was getting confused with
So
21 Bridges,
random.
because it's another takes place in city where a thing happened.
I think the only interesting part about this, really for me, is that I guess we're gonna get into some exploring after the sequel stuff, which will be pretty interesting. But other than that, I don't really care all that much.
And John Boyega is a good actor.
He is a good actor.
If
We've
only
seen him
we
in
saw
so
him
many
do
things.
more.
For you.
All right, more rumors.
Cad Bane to make live action debut on the Book of Boba Fett. I really hope this doesn't happen.
Who do you think they'd get for it?
Okay, I hope they don't get anyone. 'Cause
They
I
would
hope
have
it's.
to
Here's why I hope that this doesn't happen. Cad Bane throughout the Clone Wars is the top dog of the bounty hunters.
Mhm.
He's the alpha. He's number one. He's the one you go to when you need to get things done. Right. Boba Fett is supposed to have that role in the main central era
Yeah.
of Star Wars. In the original Clone Wars Season 7, before it was scrapped and redone twice, there was going to be an episode where Boba Fett kills Cad Bane and takes his place as the top dog bounty hunter.
That is true.
Which makes sense. It rounds
gonna
off
see
Boba Fett's
that.
character arc. It rounds off Cad Bane's character arc. It rounds everything off. If he's still alive in the sequel era, like 30 years after Boba Fett's prime,
Could be like a
that
flashback.
completely throws off their whole dynamic.
But what if they could punch each other?
Then I would think it was lame because that's not what I want to see
No,
from
you
them.
love it.
It could be like some kind of flashback or something.
Yeah, okay. Now you got me thinking. If we see in a flashback of a live action Boba Fett killing Cad Bane,
That would be cool.
now I can get on board with that. I don't want to see older man Cad Bane though. I think that's lame and sort of age-wise doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Oh, darling. I was gonna show you.
Give me my credits.
Please.
Patrick, it's not even 9 o'clock.
Here.
Patrick, it's
ten-
8:40.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
Well, okay. Well, for you it's
9:40.
Okay.
for you it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, we can skip these last.
Okay, wait. What's next? What's next?
We have one more thing. We have one more
Okay,
thing.
this is important.
We'll speed run through it.
Doctor Strange. What is this? This I don't. What is this?
Read
Is not
the
on
whole
here.
thing.
Oh, okay.
What is that slide?
Doctor Strange 2 to feature an action sequence where Scarlet Witch fights a Fox X-Men character.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I could see this happening, I guess.
Apparently, it was supposed to be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but he wouldn't come back.
Of
So
course,
there,
because
right.
he's
Well-
Why
the
wouldn't
world.
you come back?
And the other rumor is that it's
It'll be
it's
Gambit.
Professor X.
No, it'll be Gambit.
It's not gonna be Gambit.
No, it'll be Gambit because no one remembers or cares.
Sam,
That'd be cool.
Gambit's not even in any of the movies.
He's in one of them.
That one's
He's
out.
in one of them.
Scarlet Witch could just be like.
No, they're not even comparable power-wise. That wouldn't even be a fight.
No, but he can throw things at her that explode in CGI, and
That's-
that's the
But she could
important
just-
thing.
She could just be
No,
like.
because anytime she fights people, she's got to fight someone who can throw CGI at her and have it explode. There's not a whole lot of X-Men that do that.
But she could just be like, hey, how about not that? And then
I mean,
just
I guess it
not.
could maybe be Bishop. It could maybe be.
Could be Professor X. They could have a
It
mind.
could be Professor
They
They
X.
could
but
have a brain
that would be
fight.
so lame.
They could have a brain
Like-
fight. Well, they would.
Guys, we're fighting.
Obviously, they
We're
show
brain
the
fighting.
Brain fight.
it
It
don't
could
think it's
be Magneto.
could be Magneto. That would be kind of cool.
It could be Magneto.
I would be down with it being Magneto. Alrighty. Is that it?
Could be Storm.
Is that everything? Oh, weekly Fortnite news.
No.
Weekly
Hey, I got this.
Fortnite.
I
Oh
got
my
this.
god. All right, I don't have this. I don't have this.
You
on
don't
the
have any slides for
slide.
this.
So-
Pull up a picture of Fortnite Shang-Chi.
Oh my god.
And
First,
also
before
Will
that-
Smith.
Yeah, so Fortnite has announced their season event, which is called Skyfire. It's on September 12th. Not that important. They also added Shang-Chi.
Not
which
the
looks
movie
like
version,
Not the
though.
movie version. Because,
The old 80s
yeah.
racist comic version.
Yeah. Why not? Anyways,
What else am I
they
looking
also
up?
added Mike Lowry, slash
From Bad Boys.
just Will Smith with sunglasses and a gun.
Look, there he is.
And that's
So,
what's
yep,
happening.
Will Smith is in Fortnite now.
And that's about it.
I think he's in Fortnite twice now.
Good
No, he's
news,
not.
guys.
Okay.
Alrighty, I think that's
all we
everything.
have for you this week, everybody. Thank you for
Thanks
listening
for
to
watching. It's been a long
this.
episode.
I'm pretty sure it's been 4 hours long.
Alrighty, we will see you guys later.
Next time.
Bye-bye.
All right, hang on, Patrick, before you leave.